physical. It's time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, books, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see a laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is the Media House Stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does that.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! We're the brand. You can never have enough physical media.
Salute.
I'm stuck. Oh, I forgot.
We will find you, Jorah. I'm loving Tom's shirt. I gotta get me one of those shirts. It's a huge.
I don't even know if you can get it anymore. I don't know.
That's what I was just saying. I feel like we're in the Phantom Zone. Terrell, you will bow down before me.
You know what's funny is growing up for years, when he goes, one day I will, whatever it is, and I'll get you in your heirs.
Yeah, in your heirs.
I always thought he said ass.
I'm
I'm gonna get your ass. Like
your
that's what I
ass.
always thought he was saying. Like just
It
flat
worked.
out, like I can't believe they said ass on TV.
One day you will bow down before me, you and your ass. I'm gonna get
That's
your
it.
ass.
I'm gonna make your ass bow down before me. That's what I thought he was basically saying. Like just laying the smack down.
I mean,
I still think they say during Top Gun when it's revving up your engines, Kenny Loggins opening scene, it's revving up your ass. From when I was like, whenever that movie came out, I was 7 or whatever.
The other one
to this
everybody,
day, I can't not hear that.
everybody always argues, is it I went to the danger zone or highway to the danger zone? Which is it?
Pick
I
one,
still
Kenny.
don't know. I have never looked. And we lost Greg. So now it's just you and I. Clark, the shark, aka Matthew Clark.
Hello.
How are you doing? And welcome to the
Legitimately
since
don't know what
Greg.
happened.
Thank you,
just left,
guys.
we got to give this guy an intro,
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, thanks for having me. On behalf of all of the fans of FanZcene Vids and the Physical Media Show, Tom and Greg, I'm your representative tonight. It's like an almost famous moment for me. I'm a big fan of the show. Been watching for years, ever since I found Greg's video on everything I do it for you,
Yes.
which we'll maybe get into that later with one of my picks.
Oh.
But it's thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of both of you. You're both legends and maestros, and I can't thank you enough because there's a million nuggets of info you've given me that have come up in real life with because I'm in LA with like movie snobs out here. I'm like that I've learned from this show. So the education is like paramount. So thank you, gentlemen, and thanks for having me.
I'm glad to have
You're
you
in the
here.
thick of the shit right now, man.
Yeah,
Right.
it's thankfully we're tucked a little bit away. We're in the valley, but yeah, try to avoid downtown. It's a lot going on.
Oh, downtown, yeah.
I got my rubber bullets, so if any rebel rousers come close, I'll spray them down. So
And that's when the whores come in.
On that note, hello and welcome. Sorry I wasn't here to make your introduction. I legitimately don't know why StreamYard kicked me, then let me come. I don't know. But welcome, fellow fellers, to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. I do have Tom Connors and Clark the Shark, Matthew Clark, with us tonight. We're going to get into some physical media. See, that's why we're here. I'm glad to hear that because, like, Clark, if you guys have seen him in the chat before and everything, that's what we do. Tom and I, we like to inform on this show and give you guys our thoughts and feedback because, once again, we are not paid to do this. We do not get free movies. We're not giving like movies where, like the movies you talked about.
But if
with
you'd like to pay us, I mean,
yeah, if you'd like to,
more
we're
than
all
willing
for
to
it.
take your money.
We're all for it, but we're not going to be like those guys that got the Clint Eastwood
I'll even
4Ks
show
and
a tit.
yeah.
He's got the guns. It's the gun.
I'll get them going. But let's say
You're
hi
very
to
swole, very swole.
sometimes.
Can we say that word on YouTube? I don't know.
Boing. Let's say out to the chat and get into it real quick. We do have FKHC 2005 saying, hell, well, glad to have you in the chat. We have Juan Carlos Gonzalez Jr. saying, looking forward to the show, Greg. Tenacity, and you've got it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm
How
glad
much
I
does
have.
that cost you?
I don't know, 10 acidities, I guess.
It's not so bad in this day and age. I
No,
guess.
that's not so bad. And then Raina Brad will say he has to catch replay. He's been busy working lately, so I hope you enjoyed the
Work
replay.
hard
Raina
or
Brad.
hardly working, Brad.
Yes, yes. And hello, hi, Heather Preston. Glad to have you with us. Hell to you, Brian Barth. Glad to see you with us. And yes, rip Brian Wilson. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? I love that song. I've been listening. I've heard it today. But yes, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys co-founder, who sadly passed away. May he rest in peace. Tom, he said he better hear that on Mead Radio. So
I played it the first song today, actually.
yeah, there you go, Boyd King. And then we have Ace Hanlon says, howdy, stay safe. Well, you stay safe as well. And hell to you, Tim Hayes. Glad to have you with us. Hollowfield, hello, my good friend. Glad to have you in the chat. Style section, what is up? He says, hell, Physical Media Mafia. Glad to have you with us.
I'll take that.
I'll take it too. Boba Fett, Doba Fett. I almost called him Boba Fett. Well, I did. But Doba Fett, glad to have you with us. Howdy. Yo, what's up, VHS Massacre? Glad to have you in the chat as well. Cordeline Rogue, hi to you. Cowabunga Dude, what's up? Which I still don't have the what's up, which I need to get. Hell to you. Vino Bite, glad to have you with us. Dragonzilla, hell to you. Anthony Draven, hell to you. Tyrell72, hell to you. Glad to have you with us. The word of the day, kids, is ass. Just remember the word of the day is ass. And we do have the lovely Sherry. And I gotta say, Sherry, the lovely Sherry, I'm loving your avatar there. So
Hello,
I'm glad
Sherry.
to have you with us, lovely Sherry. I mean,
One of these days, I'm gonna make her my wifey. Just wait.
yes. Great avatar there. What is up? Salute to you. There you go. Salute to you, Deleted Scenes. Glad to have you with us as well. And yes, make sure you like, share, subscribe, become a member. You do get cool little emojis like this, which I know I do got to do a little more for my channel members. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't. And Tom, lovely Sherry. So there you guys go. But there you go. We're all cut up, and welcome to everybody out there watching on the YouTube's, Twitter, and in chat. Glad to have you with us. What do we have on tap for upcoming releases? And then we'll get into the show.
What was there? That's a good question. That's a good question.
Thought I saw something. It wasn't much, but I thought I
There
saw
wasn't a
something.
lot this week. Yeah, it was kind of light, but we have so much news and stuff that I've been covering that I got to scroll pretty far. History of Violence is rumored to be coming to 4K from Criterion.
Oh yes, that's what I saw. History of Violence. Yeah.
Let's
Ed
see
Harris?
here.
Mm-hmm.
Ghoulies, Go to College will be coming to Blu-ray from Lionsgate Limited.
Yep. Vestron.
Vestron, yes. And let's see about
Frailty is also coming in a steelbook.
Frailty
Bill
is coming in a
Paxton
steelbook.
from Lionsgate Limited.
Nice.
4K.
What else was there?
Probably get that. I love that
It
movie.
was a pretty
That
light
is a great
week
movie.
overall. The original Three Stooges in Stop, Look, and Laugh. That will be coming out.
Larry Fine.
And then other than that, I don't recall too much else announced. I'm surprised. I can't believe Kino didn't have anything this week that I can recall.
I saw a few like they were older movies, like westerns or something from
Maybe
Kino.
that's why there was just nothing I really shared. Hidden Fortress is also coming from BFI. I believe
There you
it's
go.
BFI. Yes. And yeah, I think that is the... Oh, duh. The big one of the week was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah, it's getting 4K steelbook. Yep.
Steelbook, yep. Which hopefully your Life of Brian will get one sooner than later too.
I was going to ask, do they have that on deck? I'm surprised Monty Python hasn't had a steelbook release yet, or a 4K release yet.
They have for Meaning of Life.
Yes,
Okay.
Meaning of Life came out.
Yeah, and then Life of Brian, last I knew, I think Criterion has the rights to that. which they may actually already have a 4K scan. I have to check and see from my disc if it's from a 4K scan or just a older 2K scan. But because I think it's a newer scan, but I don't know how new. I say that and it's probably 10 years old.
Was Frailty well received on its release? Like I feel like it's
not
one of
in
those
theaters,
movies that,
but in video and stuff like that. It was discovered.
Was it?
Yeah.
I love that movie. I feel like it's one of those movies you don't hear about as much, but like it's a little underrated.
I think it really also gained a little bit of traction after, sadly, we lost. You just said his name, the lead actor.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah. Other than that, the other bit of news that I had this week was perusing my Amazon. I saw that Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2 have been upgraded now to 4K. And the version we have here is the uncut original US cut. So, and I reached out to Bill Hunt and talked to him about it. He says he doesn't know anything concrete right now, but he would not be surprised if, since they exist, Paramount doesn't just release them themselves. Maybe Kino is a likely candidate.
I could see Kino releasing them. Yeah.
At least the first two. The third film didn't get any treatment whatsoever. So.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there you guys, because we haven't, because to be honest, we haven't learned whether or not the U.S. cuts will be the uncut versions. So this is actually a good sign for us in the U.S.
Well, yeah, because next year's technically the anniversary here.
Yes, because it was released in Australia first, because it's an Australian movie.
And as far as I know, and what I think Bill said to me too, is that that Blu-ray that's coming in Australia will just be the Australia cut.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel sorry for the you Australians down there, style selection. I mean, if we can get the uncut version here, that's the one I'll buy. So, yeah, he's a Sheila.
The Sheila edition.
Sheila edition. I like that.
So great.
The encore cut would be Brian Barth would be the edited version where they take out that stuff and some other stuff. I don't know why
I was
they're
going to say there's probably about a half a dozen lines or bits that I can see getting completely erased in that version.
Yeah. And the US cut is actually short. Is it shorter, right? It's shorter than the Australian version too, because it was already.
Yeah, that I don't know. I see. Yeah, I don't know what See, that's the thing. I have no idea what version they're getting over there.
Yeah.
Because I thought I saw a lot of Australians complain that for years the version they have gotten over there was the US cut.
Mm-hmm. So that you'll have to. Well, either way, they're getting screwed out of the whole version of the film anyway. Sadly, but hey, I mean, if we're getting the 4K US version as is, I'm cool with that. So we'll wait and see. Because typically, Tom's typically right about this, and usually when they do upgrade those on digital to 4K, they're typically not long before we get the release of that. So even though some of them have had a 4K for a while, I know Popeye just got a 4K. The Robin Williams, right? It's been upgraded to 4K.
Although the
Haven, sweet Haven.
Although I think no, you're fine. Yeah. Although that I believe the Popeye that Blu-ray that came out like 2 years ago or a year ago, or whatever it was, is actually I think from that same 4K scan. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future. That one screams Kino Lorber to me.
Yeah, you would think.
Like flat out Kino Lorber. Because it definitely needs a special edition of some type. Because that whole movie, honestly, there's these great documentaries about the making of movies.
Mm-hmm.
That is a movie that is screaming for a making of documentary. Because I've heard stories and I've seen people that were involved with the production now confirm some of those stories.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
I just saw that where it was the most cocaine fueled movie set.
Yeah, they were smuggling
Jaws
cocaine
3.
left and right. Yeah, fucking. Yeah, that's also the rumor on Jaws 3 as well. But there's a famous story that I can't even remember who I heard it from initially, but where Harry Nilsson had locked himself in a hotel room and refused to write another note until his bag of cocaine showed up.
Rock star.
Yeah. And for those who may not know Harry Nilsson, of course, is a singer-songwriter. Yeah.
So that's why we don't get good movies anymore. They're not all hopped up on
cocaine
anymore.
And Robert Altman was a producer on that, it was a Disney Paramount co-production. Yeah. Jeez. Okay, so yeah, the version that's coming out on disc will be 97 minutes. Let me see what it runs in the US cut.
Hmm. Isn't it like 100? I want to say 100.
The first one's, yeah, actually, it looks like the first original one's longer in the US cut because it runs an hour and 44 minutes. So maybe it is like the US cut down is what they're getting. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That's strange.
Still sucks for Australia, man, and UK too, because that's the one they'll get over there too. What's up, Rick Johnson? Glad to have you with us as well. Rick's a good friend of the channel. Yeah, and he does some amazing work with
Rick.
Yes. All right. Well, since we're all cocaine fueled and ready to go, Clark, since you're or Matthew, whatever you want to go by, what do you want to go by, Clark the Shark or Matthew?
Oh no, Matt's fine.
Matt. All right, Matt.
I just saw Harris Yulin passed away in the
Oh yeah,
from the feed. I didn't hear about that. All right.
Yeah, he's a great character actor. He's
great
also in
character actor.
Scarface. Most of us in our
Ghostbusters 2.
kind of, I was just gonna say, in our age group, probably remember him as the judge in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
I don't believe in ghosts or spirits.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Yeah, rest in peace.
Do something about this.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't believe in this sort of thing.
That's good. I remember. That's where I remember him the most from.
Don't talk to us. Talk to our attorney, and that's me.
Oh. You got these guys under a restraining order. That pink thing I got from her.
The Scolari brothers. That movie's so great. It's like one of those.
The Scolari brothers.
I put him away
for murder.
Oh, so great.
Gave him the chair.
Tried him for murder. And you don't want us exposing ourselves. I always maintain the Ghost. I'll get into my pick, but Ghostbusters 1, it's like the perfect movie. It's a classic. But Ghostbusters 2, for like a kid growing up in the 80s, is just more fun. Like you remember it more. I watched it more as a kid. It just has such a special place in my heart. It's such a classic. So many.
I got to see it in theaters, unlike the first one. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to see the first one in theaters.
So
I don't even understand why, to be honest with you. It just because I feel like that'd be a perfect movie for my parents to take me to, and they just didn't. And then when it came out on video, like that night after I saw the video, I literally strapped on my mom's vacuum cleaner.
Right.
And my snowsuit and ran outside and started knocking on the neighbor's door. Y'all got some ghosts that need some buzzing?
Nice.
They were like, what the fuck, kid? It's like 11:30 at night. What the hell are you doing here? My parents were like, get your ass in here. There ain't no fucking ghosts.
Yeah, because I busted them.
That's right, Mama.
The Sorcerer of Carpathia. Come on. I read was it Vigo?
Yeah.
Vigo's lines were originally by the actor that was in Die Hard, but then they were overdubbed by Max van Sydow, and that's why that guy lost it at the premiere. Is there truth to that, or is that
I guess he got upset about it because we've heard him talk in Die Hard. We know what he sounds like, but
yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be replaced,
Max von Sydow,
that makes sense, right? Okay, first pick of the.
Come on, my lord.
Come on. I don't think we have choice here. The baby. I gotta watch.
I would.
But the upper side. Yeah, thanks, Janusz. Okay, first pick of the night. It's a new one. Vinegar Syndrome, Congo, 4K, Michael Crichton.
Ooh, Congo.
So I saw this one actually in the drive-in when it came out, and I had such high hopes, and I still enjoyed it. I know it's doesn't hold a candle to Jurassic Park, but that was kind of, as you know, gentlemen, it was marketed 2 years after Jurassic Park. It was like the next Michael Crichton big thing. Had all the pieces there. But of course, it fell flat commercially and everything. But I still enjoy it for what it is. The quality is not actually, I don't know. I don't know if I didn't really do much homework on this, if it's a new scan or what they did, but I have the Blu-ray. It's significantly better, I guess. But the thing that I think failed with this one is the extra features, or the bonus features, are just kind of behind the scenes stuff that has been available for a while. There wasn't anything new that I noticed in this, but it's enjoyable. I don't know what your opinion is of Congo, but to me, it's always like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's a good, fun, bad movie.
Yeah.
And
Great cast too. I'll
yeah.
show you the. So in addition to the case, you do get. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Am I? See, you can see this. Okay, so there's like a little booklet here, and it kind of gives you a breakdown of on set behind the scenes. They give you little quotes. Amy, bad gorilla. The lost city of Zinj, which is great. Yeah. So this is a little case they have here. There's some artwork here. It did come with, or one of the options was with a poster, but I don't think it was this one. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's good, holds up. Quality's pretty decent, and I don't know. For me, it's one of those movies like every character they're just colorful. Like it's over the top. Like the boss, Laura Linney's boss, is just so like, get the diamond. Like he just goes from 0 to 20 like that. Like no problem. Like my son just died. Just get the diamond. It's just, I wish there were more of the gorillas. I kind of really liked, watching this over the years. Like the gorillas are cool. It's a scary setting. You're in the middle of the jungle. Show more of them. Like less is more. I don't think necessarily work, but I don't know. I'm a fan. I'm a Congo fan.
No, that's the thing with Congo. Is like that's what you expect. I mean, let's listen to Frank here. I mean, he knew all about Congo.
You know how expensive those goddamn apes were? Fucking expensive. I don't even remember how much a piece, but they was a lot. And let me tell you, shooting that movie, we went to the Congo to shoot it because I'm like Tom Cruise. I am the Tom Cruise of filmmakers. I will go to the Congo. And the studio's like, no, you're going to Hawaii. I'm like, no, we're going to the Congo. I shot Twister with real fucking twisters. There was real spiders in arachnophobia. I didn't like that title. I still don't like that title. You know what my original title was? Scary big fucking spiders. And they said I couldn't use it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's about scary spiders. And then one is the main one. He's a big fucking bitch. And he comes in and kills that guy from Dumb and Dumber almost. And I'm like, this is the movie. And you know what else? I used real fucking cartoons for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm like, I want real apes with real fucking Congo. And they're like, no, you're going to the fucking Hawaii and you're going to use these Stan Winston apes and they're so fucking perfect. And I had to cut half of them out of the goddamn movie.
Stan Winston apes. I feel like an ass. I didn't see you had Frank Marshall up till I was done rambling. It was probably up there for like 10 minutes.
A god amongst men here. You don't understand. I made twisters.
Oh, you got to isolate this clip, Greg. This is a million hit gold right here.
Frank joins us once in a while. I mean, he's hopped up.
Going to Congo wasn't making a fucking movie. It was war.
It was war.
Frank, when will we see Congo 2? Congo.
When I get there. God damn it. I have a plan that goes from dinosaurs to twisters to monkeys, and they all come together in twisters with a 3 instead of the E. It's twisters, but it's 3.
What about twisters in the Congo?
Yeah, or alive.
That's what it is. And then it sucks up the apes, and then it sucks up the dinosaurs from the island you didn't know existed. Well, there's another one. And then they come together and they clash like that fucking movie with the ape and the fucking the Godzilla. And we're gonna be like, oh, you think you're so cool, huh? Well, we added twisters to the mix. Fuck you.
and the Andes too, where you can not eat for 2 months like Ethan Hawke.
I love
never lose a pound.
Andes mints are awesome. You ever have them? Especially after a lot of cocaine.
Snow caps.
It cools down the throat from it getting all ripped up from the cocaine. And anyway, what was I talking about? Arachnophobia. John Goodman killed 20 fucking spiders in the making of that movie. I'm not supposed to tell anybody.
I like Demonic Toys versus Twisters. The 3.
You don't even know, Psycho Now. I have plans. Eventually, this is all going to cross over, okay, with the Star Wars universe. This is why I married the bitch. Anyway, I knew one day she was going to run Star Wars. I'm like, let her run it into the ground. Let her fuck it up. Then I get to come in and get to save it, just like I did Jurassic Park. Did you see what she did to the 3rd film? She had talking fucking raptors.
Amy,
I don't care
Dad,
all the
gorilla.
shit I did afterwards. I don't want to hear about it. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm like, look, she's going to put this cutesy little green guy in the show. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little fucking baby dinosaur in there. It's going to make Don Bluth cry. It comes out a little backpack and it's, oh, I'm a cute little dinosaur. And oh my God, they're chasing me and there's a kid here. Fuck yeah.
Littlefoot.
That's why you're scared.
Matt's first show here.
I love it. Where's Littlefoot? Yeah, Don Bluth. He had so much potential.
I know. That's a great movie. And that's why I said we need to make this, but for real. I'm like, can we bring back real dinosaurs? So I hired Michael Crichton to help me bring back dinosaurs. And he's like, you can do it, but you need frog DNA. And I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? I'm not trying to make fucking frogs here. I'm trying to make dinosaurs. And then he brings me this shit. He's like, I'm like, this looks like a 6-foot turkey. He's like, well, this is literally what dinosaurs look. I'm like, look, take your fucking nerdy fucking glasses off and get with the fucking program, okay? Look, go down to the fucking Toys R Us. And you see what's on the Toys R Us? That's what those fucking dinosaurs need to look like. I don't want to hear about feathers and shit. Okay? I know we have that in the new movie, but that's because these science nerds keep fucking talking about it. Y'all science nerds are going to ruin my fucking Jurassic Park. You know that, right?
Yeah, they're ruining canon. Come on.
Every time I turn around, a scientist come up and like, oh, by the way, actually... it's not this way, it's that way. It's like, well, fuck you. I invented the Bronchosaurus. That T-Rex shit, TM mine. Fuck you, Stan Winston.
Well, Congo is a fun movie.
Congo.
Classic.
Yes.
What happened?
I did think the scan for Congo was not the.
Look.
Wasn't there something with it, Frank? The scan.
They fucked it up. They went and put the wrong movie in the wrong place at the wrong time. And somebody was like, look, I'm going to scratch all this shit up and nobody's going to notice. It's like, that's the negative, motherfucker. Just because you don't like the movie doesn't mean I don't.
Have some respect for it, right?
Exactly. And they're like, we're cutting it up. We're fucking it up. I don't know.
We're fucking it up. Yes. We're cutting it up. We're fucking it up.
Something happened to it if I remember.
They got shit against apes and shit. I don't know.
That's.
How do you follow that?
I just got to re-listen to that. You're cutting it up. You're fucking it up.
I get more shit for Amy than anything else. I'll tell you that right now.
Amy, smart ape.
Bad gorilla. Amy, good gorilla.
Oh, it wasn't in the book. Fuck you. It's cool.
Oh, poor Amy.
It's one of the best. Like, I mean, everybody.
Look, I got an ape that's got to fucking act up against Tim Curry. Okay, sign language ain't gonna fucking cut it.
The city of
Take that to the bank.
The city
that's
of
right.
Zinge.
So
stop
good.
eating my fucking sesame cake and snorting my coke.
That's what we need. Oh, that's gold. This is a million-view show, Greg.
I mean,
you know that sesame cake scene that actually happened to Spielberg once.
Did
someone stole a sesame cake? Frank?
No, he stole Martin Scorsese's, and Scorsese's like, "Don't take my cake, motherfucker!" But he's little, so it was kind of like watching Joe Pesci beat up a fucking giraffe or something. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking beat you in the head, you fucker. Taking my goddamn cake. You think it's funny? You think it's funny?
How am I funny? Like a clown?
I'm here to amuse
How
you.
do those sesame seeds taste without no fucking teeth?
Psycho Not Your Daddy,
Okay,
I am so truly sorry. I am truly sorry, my friend.
Oh, no.
Prayers to you and yours. I'm glad Tom could help you
Oh
out.
no, man!
Prayers to you,
That's
man.
a bummer.
I'm so
dude.
sorry. Prayers, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well,
Yeah.
prayers, and hopefully
Jeez.
next time you have more luck.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yes. But
Say a
I'm
prayer
glad
for you
you
tonight,
give you
brother.
a good life. Yeah, or a good laugh, I should say. Frank Marshall
Yeah,
shows up
that'll do
once
it.
in a while, and when he does, you gotta let him go.
That was gold.
He gets good. But
He
no,
just
you're
left.
yeah.
He gets distracted easy.
It
Just
is,
left.
but you got to get handed the vinegar syndrome because, like, even when they get like stuff like
Yeah.
this, which the negative wasn't in the best shape and everything, they did the best they could do, and at least they give you this nice little package with it. And it is one of those movies where you were sold to think it was the next Jurassic Park, and it just it just wasn't.
It was not Jurassic Park.
But
No.
it's a fun watch. It's a fun watch.
Yes, I do. I do like it more than The Lost World, of course. So it's one of those. Yeah, it's a fun movie. I enjoy it. It's
Don't tell Steven.
don't don't get me started. The Lost World. Don't you think Congo had so much potential though with the source material with the book? Like there was so.
Yeah,
I don't know. They could have done so much. I don't know. I feel like it got a bad rap, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like there was just so much more there from the book that they could have like incorporated. I don't know if you read the book, but there was like more
years and
there.
years ago.
Yeah,
like I mean,
me
I remember
too.
bits and pieces of things that I'm like, oh, I'm sad that's not it. Well, and the other thing is the end of the movie feels like, and I brought this up when I brought that disc on. It feels like that last 20, 30 minutes, like I wasn't kidding with the whole Frank thing when I said it does feel like somebody come in and just chopped the shit out of the movie at the last bit.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the apes weren't working or something was going down where they're just like, let's just chop this shit up. Because I remember them also trying to sell it on there were supposed to be a bunch of CGI apes in it too, and there weren't. There's only a few shots that are actually CGI. Because this is as we you said it was like post Jurassic Park, and they're trying to sell this as this is the next Jurassic Park from the producers that made Jurassic Park, from the guy who wrote Jurassic Park comes apes. Jurassic Park.
Right. There was, well,
If you read the book's not even anything like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no, not at all. But and you're absolutely right about the ending, like the last act, even the final like 15 minutes. They go from I won't spoil anything, but they go from the cave to what happens with the apes there to the diamond to they're in the hot air balloon to like systems are erupting back in Houston or wherever the hell they were. It's all over the place. And they what they should have done, I think, is just ended on the note it came in on. Like they're leaving with whatever, this is resolved, and they're respecting the apes, and there's a reason they're there. Instead, it's like the shoot 'em up thing going on, and I don't know. It just bad ending for sure. But but it's a fun movie.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll always watch it.
And I give Vinegar Syndrome credit for not AIing out that damage in the negative and making the movie look like crap or something.
That's why I love Vinegar Syndrome, man, because like they will not use that AI. And like they know how to do these scans, and they tell you. I love their channel too, because if you watch their channel and they go like Tom and I've talked about how they talk about Cannibal, the musical and stuff. Like they'll go over how negative works and interpositive works, what they've done to it, and they'll inform you. And they're really good at that, and I'm glad they do that. And then we do have our wayward son here, the rookie critic. It's $5 in the super chat. He says, "At least you didn't recast me Netflix style." I don't know what that means. I think I have an inkling, but yeah. I mean, at least we got somebody to show up, and Matt's happy to be here. Rook. So,
I'm a fan. I'm just a fan. I'm a glorified. I paid Greg $1,500 to be here. You guys do that too, right?
I wish.
Wait a second. I think I was taken for a ride.
You were taken for a ride there because.
By the way, Rookie, you're fired.
Yeah, Rook, you're fired. And also, we know you've been doing.
I know what you're doing when you're watching my movies. Just how many calories do you think that burns?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Trust me
now.
on that one. It takes a lot.
It's
I
tough.
haven't figured out the number yet.
Oh, good
when
lord!
I figure
This
out how many times a
episode.
day, I will let you know.
Clark or Matt, remember this episode because this is going to go down in infamy. This
It's
whole
going to go
show.
down all right. It's going to get taken off of YouTube. Probably.
It's fantastic. It's Frank Marshall's going to get it.
I wonder if he's aware. Of
He's
that.
gonna
I've been
make a
doing it
movie.
for years, and he doesn't sound anything like that, which is hilarious, of course. But yeah.
It's great.
He's gonna fight this. I'm gonna make a movie of this.
I mean, just the guy. You gotta imagine the shit that this guy's fucking filmography, right? Like, he's got to be this crazy motherfucking guy. Like, I'm gonna make a movie about twisters. I'm gonna make a movie about a fucking spider that kills everybody. I'm gonna make a movie about killer apes. You know, like
It's amazing. If you look at his filmography, it's arachnophobia, and then Yeah, and then
Congo.
Alive.
Congo, and of course I'm mixing in stuff that he's produced, but
Produced
Alive
too,
was his
yeah.
other directed ones,
Yeah.
but like
It's amazing. Like, what a
and he was
ride.
second unit on Roger Rabbit. I mean, yeah, he worked.
Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing is, and I've said this for years, he'd have Kathleen Kennedy's career had he never married her, because before her, he was Spielberg's producer,
Yeah.
and then
good
she
call.
comes along and she took over everything, and he's kind of taking the scraps. But then when he tried to become a director, it just Alive was really the only thing he ever did that actually, I think, got any kind of acclaim and made any money at the box office. Because Arachnophobia, from my memory, actually didn't do that well at the box office. Congo tanked.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I don't know, has he directed anything else? I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
But
I
for
think
the last
that was
few years,
it.
he's just produced Jurassic films and Twister and stuff like that. So, like,
Yeah, better
Yeah.
producer than director. And I think, yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think Alive's the only thing that actually, it might have even been nominated. I don't
oh yeah,
remember
I
for
think
what,
it
but
did.
it was, yeah, it definitely had the accolades.
Well, I got a couple of Vinegar Syndrome titles
Yeah,
here.
go
Actually.
ahead. What do you got for us, Tom?
I'm going to start with one that Paramount did not too long ago. And it's kind of in the same-ish vein, but not really. But close enough, let's say. And this is the Paramount Presents version of it, where they did a
nice
poster fold out here.
Yeah, the golden shell.
And it's from the exact
very
same
nice.
scan that they used for this.
Oh,
Vinegar Syndrome, which you can kind of tell. I don't think Vinegar Syndrome has much control over this scan. It's not bad, but it's got some moments in it here and there where you can tell it's a little soft and maybe have been a little bit manipulated. But no, so it's a nice package that they got here for it. You pop it open, and on the back is
oh yeah, yeah.
Noomsy. And then you got the Golden Child, and this is the reverse art for the DVD as well on the book. Then you
I was
got
wanting to
the,
get this one.
dagger for the front of the, and that's the inside there.
Yeah.
And on the back, you got the parakeet. And then here's the disc itself. I just, of course, have the regular poster, but like I said, it's the kid if I want to reverse it. And yeah, it's got the Blu-ray and the DVD in here. And there you go.
Nice.
I do actually think there's quite a few new features on here, although they did carry over the two that were on the Paramount Presents. So considering, you can chuck that if you want to. You don't need it anymore, obviously.
I know if anybody in the chat watching wants to send me some money, I do want to pick up the Golden Child. I do want to pick up Dirty Work, and I do want to pick up the Dark Half. So haven't had a
I'm
chance.
still waiting
Nice.
for the Dark
Yet.
Half, yeah. But yeah, so I can recommend this release. It's a little bit pricey, but
Yeah.
looks pretty
Where,
good. It's
where
an
was that
older
from,
scan.
Tom? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Sir.
Vinegar
Good.
Syndrome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta get that. I haven't seen Golden Child in a hot minute, but that is good.
Yeah, it is a little odd having Vinegar Syndrome label on the side of the Golden Child, but
It is with the chick.
yeah.
I mean, it's weird that they got it because Paramount, it looks like they've mostly been going to Kino. So it's like I'm glad Vinegar Syndrome is branching out a little bit in that direction with those movies.
It lends itself a little bit, like, kind of like, you remember a lot of people were like, why the fuck is Vinegar Syndrome doing Congo? It's like, because dumb shits.
It's
It's
one
like
of
the
those
same
movies.
thing here. It's
Somebody
like
has
this-
to.
Yeah, well, and this kind of fits in the same kind of vein. It's got this weird fantasy sci-fi kind of element to it. And if you haven't seen the film, what it's about is Eddie Murphy basically plays Axel Foley, but now he's a detective who looks for lost kids instead of being a cop, basically.
Mhm.
I mean, and even Eddie Murphy even says in like the making of his, like, I just make these movies now, like people just expect me to be me, but I'm just doing this. You know, it's like, oh, you can tell he hasn't quite started acting yet. You know, like he's
Yeah,
not-
the perennial fish out of water at this
Yeah.
time. Which it has the young, dreamy Charles Dance in this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, amazing cast in
Yeah.
this film. Like that's like this is a really high, like people don't understand. I remember vaguely like kind of have memories of when this movie came out because I remember a lot of people were disappointed with this film. Although I think it did do well at the box office, it didn't do nearly as well as obviously Eddie's other films prior to it. But it was a big deal because it was a big budget feature. I remember it always being talked about in like Entertainment Tonight and stuff like that because Michael Ritchie come on to direct it. It was like this hot script that had been going around that the guy who wrote, I can't remember his name, but he got a pretty good deal out of it and all that kind of stuff. And it was like this big high concept comedy that Eddie was kind of looking for, that was kind of a mix of all the things that he wanted to do, right? It had him to come in and be a little funny, but then you had the action sci-fi element, because the original script is way different, I guess, than what the movie is. I mean, the initial elements and beats are still there, but like obviously Eddie came in with his people and they reworked it to make it more of an Eddie Murphy movie, right? So I mean, you got to understand that. So that being said, though, I mean, I wouldn't put this, like, it's weird because this one doesn't seem to be as beloved as his other films, but I don't know too many people who seem to dislike it, but I remember a lot of adults not liking it at the time when it came out. And
That's true, because I remember really liking it as a kid.
Yeah, because I think they felt like they were missold on what this thing was or something like that. And as a kid, I didn't care. I thought this thing was cool as shit, right? Because you got this little kid with magic powers, and you got demons, and you got these cool looking bad guys who look like they're ripped straight out of Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat even existed, you know?
Yeah, like Charles Dance when he turned into that, not to spoil, but you know.
What, Tom, was it, do you remember, was it marketed incorrectly where it was more like, I didn't know if it wanted to be a fantasy children's kind of,
I
like
think
a Willow,
that was the
or
issue that people were kind of making a big deal out of, and I think you got a point there. It was like, and I don't know how old you are, if you remember or not, but like, yeah, I think that was
43.
the thing. Okay, so yeah, you're close to our age, so you kind of probably do. Yeah, I think that was the deal. Is they were kind of marketing this as the more family-friendly Eddie Murphy film, and that scary fucking demon and all the stuff that happens in this movie. Like, there's some dark shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess the original script was even darker. So, like, yeah, I'd be interested to see the script or even see if there's another cut of this movie.
Call.
But, like, I mean, one thing that stuck out to me as a young kid seeing this was like the blood in the oatmeal really got to me.
Oh yeah,
like seeing that kind of shit, and then like the idea that like in the beginning you realize like that was kind of one of the like when you find out this, because Eddie gets involved in this whole thing with the Golden Child, because the Golden Child is the new Dalai Lama, is who he is. And it's actually played like by a little girl, which is weird, but you don't even notice.
You find out
because they're bald.
Movie, though.
They don't say anything at the end of the movie about it, but it's just.
Oh, I thought that if I had like.
No, it's a boy. It's supposed to be a boy. It's played by a boy. Or, I mean, it's played by a girl. That's all.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I think it's because the girl was a little older, so she could work more hours, but she looked younger or whatever. Maybe that could probably be it. Yeah, and since they're bald, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But you know, and the kids don't really start growing those kind of features that kind of differentiate them until they're a little older anyway. So yeah. Anyhow, that being said, like, where was I with this? It was like, yeah, I think it was being sold more as like this kid's fantasy film with all the dark, scarier elements, the PG-13 edge to it, with Eddie Murphy getting away with, you know, being Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I think that turned a lot of parents off, and they were kind of pissed because they're like, this is not a kid's movie. This is pretty much like an R-rated movie. Like, it pushed the PG-13 to the limit.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I think I'm going to get that. If it looks great and everything. And did they add anything extra, like as a bonus to the Vinegar Syndrome release?
Yeah, there's all kinds of interviews and stuff that that's why I'm trying to remember if I don't remember if they thought they did some stuff for Congo, but maybe not. But like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of interviews and stuff like that with people that were involved with production and stuff like that. And then they throw in, like I said, the old stuff that was on the
Paramount Presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to get that. I've been wanting. There's a few things on Vinegar Syndrome I've been debating on getting, but the prices. Not that they're not really bad prices for Vinegar Syndrome, but it's just when you combine like 5 titles into one, that's when the money builds up. So
that's the thing. Vinegar Syndrome is pricey, but I always feel like I can
worth
kind of shop worry-free. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
shut up, crookie.
It says $2. Is there an oil syndrome? But you're fired. You're fired. Don't come back. Clean out your locker.
You're fired.
You're fired. Clean out your locker. You know, get your shit out. You're gone.
Talk to HR.
Yeah, I can recommend it. It's a little pricey, but yeah. I mean, and if you honestly have the old Paramount Presents and you don't care about special features, that Blu-ray does look pretty good.
Nice.
I mean, it's not a bad looking Blu-ray. I mean, you're not going to notice a big, huge jump. And I used to have the old DVD, but I think I sold it, I guess. But I
Yeah.
got rid of it somehow. I
What
thought
was
I had it.
the price? I mean, I could look it up, but is it?
I think
you
it's
said
like
it was like
42 something or
Yeah,
something. At
it's
least
like-
it
Oh,
wasn't when
really?
I bought it. I don't know. Do they even have any left? Would be the question.
That's
Yeah.
true. Because they
Yeah,
did
but
have-
usually they re-release them with just the movie only as a little bit cheaper price, and you can get it through like Amazon and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And Rook, I'm pretty sure we've told you this before about what happens to a negative when they get vinegar syndrome in the canister. That's why it's called vinegar syndrome. I think we've explained this to you before. Because when they open them up and from sitting in the chemicals and stuff, it smells like vinegar. That's why it's called vinegar syndrome.
Yeah,
Ah.
true film.
Like I said, clean out your locker, speak to HR. You don't get your last paycheck, you're gone. You're fired.
You get
See,
the vacation
ready to
hours.
press Tom, and Tom was in a good mood. So
Uh-oh.
anyhow,
Hey, just
yeah,
as long
no,
as Universal gets me to buy Jaws again on some new release, I need it 6 times, not just
they're
3.
trying to take my money now for it, and I'm like,
yeah, they got
I
a
don't
new
have it.
new steelbook with
Yeah.
a new documentary coming out on it.
Which is going
Oh.
to be on TV.
Of course, we're gonna have to buy
Yeah.
it for the 5th time,
Yeah,
and I will, of course. But
I mean
they get me.
that's how they get you, double, triple, quadruple dip you. So
That's a long story, Boba Fett.
yeah.
The short version is I gave them bad reviews. They got mad at me. They blocked me from ordering shit from their website.
Oh,
Yeah.
the man blocked you from that's bad business.
Well, I mean, they've
Did you
gone
make that right? Because you're on TV every week. You could. I follow your social media. You could
I've
hurt
said
the
shit
brand.
about it.
That's bad business for them to.
It didn't really do much, but like, I mean, I've had people like say they were going to try and talk to people, and then it's like, what I've learned is that they're not the same company they used to be.
They're not.
basically.
They've gone downhill. I mean,
They
even
don't care.
even CHH has criticized them, and he used to like do all kinds of videos praising them, and he's even started criticizing them. So
There's another famous, not famous, but like, you know, bigger, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, like physical media group. I'm trying to remember the name of them, but they've even had their run-ins with them too, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
I think I remember them.
yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the
Um,
somebody in the chat will remember.
the
but,
dead. Is it Dead something?
yeah, Dead Pit.
Dead Pit.
That's it.
Yeah, the Dead Pit. Yeah. They have what's his name on their channel a lot. The Red Shirt Pictures guy who works with Synapse now. I can't remember his name either, but he does all the special features for pretty much any release. And now he did Trick or Treat. His company made Trick or Treat.
Michael Fletcher.
Michael Felser. Yes, he's on their
Yeah, I
channel
got him
a
on
lot.
Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll have to try and talk
Red
to him.
Shirt Pictures. Yeah. All right. Well, do you want me to go
That's all I
now?
have to say about that. I can either do another one or you can go now. That's up to you.
Well, since we're sort of talking about Shit Factory, I do have a Shit Factory. It's my first Shit Factory title in a very long time, but it's because I've really always enjoyed this movie. And Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo. So and I didn't even get
Nice!
a slip cover. I got
You didn't get a
Phantom.
slip cover. They-
Colorado's
Jerks.
favorite sheriff.
Yeah, they didn't even. Yeah, they didn't
Oh,
even. I love the fact that Ben Affleck has come out and said now that his like most fondest memory of this movie is smoking weed in the parking lot with Peter O'Toole and getting high. That's like the
Great.
biggest memory of it. But yeah, this is based on the Dean Koontz novel, The Phantoms. Also, the screenplay was written by Phantoms. I've had this movie on DVD for years, and I was kind of happy when they finally decided to put it on 4K but it happened to be Shout Factory, but because they got some of the Dimension titles. The new 4K scan looks great. It's got Terror from Below, the making of Phantoms, interview with the producer, Chaos in the Flesh, filming Phantoms with director of photography, trailer TV spots. So nothing like huge in the way of special features, but the 4K does look really good. I believe this was still when they were shooting on film. It was from 98, duh. So yeah, you can see the grain and everything, and it is sort of a guilty pleasure of mine as well. You know what? I don't like saying guilty pleasure because I like the movie. I know most people don't. I know it's a little goofy, cheesy movie to some people. There's something I've always liked about it. Liev Schreiber is incredible in this movie as this creepy sheriff or sheriff's deputy, I should say. And when he dies, and spoilers, sorry, but he comes back as part of this ancient evil that's overtaken this town, and he gets even creepier and scarier. He works. So basically, the story is these two sisters are in Colorado. They're the one older sister taking her younger sister Rose McGowan to the city, or to her home, this little town they have. And when they get there, everybody's dead and everybody's missing, and they have no clue what's going on. And then they run into Ben Affleck and his two deputies. Ben Affleck is the sheriff, and they're stuck in this town. And they keep hearing things. This thing keeps calling. The Patsy Cline song keeps playing. They get attacked by this like creature, and then Peter O'Toole is this guy who writes for like what is that, the Weekly News, who writes about this thing called the Ancient Evil. So the government brings him in to help him. His name's Tim Flight, I think it was. And so they come in and they battle this Ancient Evil who thinks it's this devil. It's like it's sort of like the Blob and the Thing all in one. Which, so you can clearly tell there's nods to those movies in this. So with like the army suits and everything, like the 80s Blob, it feels like a time when, like, especially with the sewers. And then they do have a scene with the dog that like opens up and everything, and but it's sort of like similar to the Thing. So I think it's Dean Koontz, like the Blob meets the Thing type thing. But I've always enjoyed the movie. I finally got it on 4K. The 4K does look good, but once again, it's Shout Factory, and it's a little too expensive for some of the stuff they're giving you. Like how we just brought up Vinegar Syndrome. Like when you buy Vinegar Syndrome and you get all that stuff, you feel like it's worth it. With Shout Factory, this 4K at best should have been a $20 4K, because there's like 2 new special features and that's it. The 4K scan looks incredible. It does look great, and the sound is great. But this should have been like a $20 4K instead of a $35 4K. But I didn't pay $35 for it, so don't worry about that. I got it on a sale. So, but anyways, there's the Phantoms. If you've never seen it, I do like it. Yeah, I mean, the sisters are great. So,
Craig, oh, go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
No, that was you. Nobody was talking.
Oh, I was gonna say, Phantoms. I know, because I do like this movie too. I've seen it a few times. It's been a minute, but I remember, I think this was Dimension Films towards like their peak. And I feel like this movie, because it was so panned, its budget was smaller than its ambition. Like they had so many things with the oil and like the net references to the Thing and like Dean Koontz's source material. It had so much potential. I feel like the budget wasn't there, and it was like kind of put together maybe a little hastily.
Yeah, I would agree.
But it is a good, I mean, the script's great. Like it's a great plot, and you're in Colorado, you feel the cold air. It's very Thing-esque. Like it is.
It is a very similar to the Thing. It's sort of like the Thing meets the Blob. And watching it, you can really tell they probably cut a lot out of this movie to tighten it up to make it about an hour and a half, hour and 36 minutes, I think it is. But you could tell the way it's edited and certain things, they cut stuff out of this movie. There's a lot cut out, and you can tell the ending has been reworked a little bit. But of course, you don't have no deleted scenes or any of that on here, so you'll never really know. Other than Ben Affleck said he just remembers getting high with Peter O'Toole in the parking lot. So that's the most he remembers from the movie. But yeah, I would say if you guys want this, wait for it goes on sale. This Halloween Scream Factory sale. If you want it, it's probably the best time to pick it up. And I didn't even get a slip cover, and that's some bullshit. So,
yeah, as far as the editing goes, I'm sure Bob or Harvey came in and chopped the shit out of it. Yeah,
you can tell they chopped it up pretty good to make it like nice and tight, 96 minutes. So, especially near the end.
Yep, all about getting that extra showing in.
Yep, especially near the end of the movie, you can tell like when it gets closer to the end of the movie, it's like wrap this up. so you can tell, but
it's like the end of Children of the Corn, where they just ran out of money and they're like, okay, let's wrap it up, and the credits roll is like they knock out the girl. You're like, okay, I guess we're done.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it's almost like a Dimension norm. If it's like not a certain director who gets carte blanche, like you notice like all of their films are pretty fucking tight at 90, 95 minutes.
Yep.
And that's because Bob and Harvey would come in and just cut the shit out of stuff until, because they were all about getting that extra screening in.
Yeah, the more
Yeah.
screenings, the more money they can make.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
Yep. And like seriously, you can. I'm watching it this time. I could really tell more so than I've had in the past. Which I've always noticed it, but like in this time, you can really tell, especially when it's getting closer to the end of the movie. It's like we got to get to the end of the movie, wrap this up. And I'm pretty sure they might probably changed a little bit of the ending of the movie as well. So
and Lord knows where whatever ends and edits were wound up, because the Dimension and Miramax catalog has changed hands no less than I think 3 times in the last 2 decades here. So,
yeah,
or even
Did-
decade maybe. So like,
yeah,
it's hard to say. That's possibly why they have no idea where any of the shit is,
That's
if
true.
there is any left.
yeah. Because like Paramount got Scream. Did they buy all the Dimension things or what? Because I don't think there's a.
I think
Yeah, there's no-
Lionsgate has some still, but
Yeah, Paramount did this too because Paramount is part of this Dimension.
I'm not
4K as
100%
well.
on that. Yeah, I
So
know. Yeah, maybe Paramount did buy them all. I'm not 100%, so I don't know.
yeah, it's weird how they were all split up. So
I think maybe they did. I don't know.
whatever. But yeah, I
I have
mean,
to go look again. I thought there was a few titles that were not included.
it's
in
like
that,
I
but
thought some of the Miramax titles went somewhere else.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is the Miramax ones weren't
Yeah.
involved in that?
And yes, we did. Kevin Smith did get
Some of
Dog
them
My
were
Back.
like
So,
the
yeah.
Tarantino ones and some other ones. Like that's the weird thing. So yeah, because Paramount has those.
Yeah. All right, well, like I'm like I said, I know some people don't like that movie. It's always sort of been a movie I've just really enjoyed. I don't know why, but it does have like this unsettling. Like the first half of the movie is very unsettling, very, very creepy. Like specifically, like when it's just them. When like they bring in the military and everything and it starts more people coming in, it kind of does lose its creepiness. But like when it's specifically just like Affleck, his deputies, and the 2 girls, it's really great. Especially like the scene with Rose McGowan when like she says she has to go to the bathroom and Ben Affleck goes in there and checks the bathroom, the stalls, nobody's in there, and he walks out and she goes over to the sink and here's the toilet flush. You're like, so like that scene plays and that scene plays well. And then of course you get the jump scare with Liev Schreiber, and then when they come back in to check the bathroom, nobody's there. So it's got some great moments in it. So like the best parts of the movie really are the first half of the movie when it's just them. And then like I said, when the military and all them comes in, start wrapping it up, you can tell they was chop, 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 chop. Get to the end, get it to the end real quick. But anyways, yeah, I do recommend it. I will recommend the 4K. It looks great, sounds great. You might want to wait for it to go on sale though. You might want to wait for the Scream Factory Halloween sale if they still do that, or if they ever go on sale. But with that being said, see, I know I got 2 left. Matt, you got 2 left. Tom, you got 4 left. So let's go to Tom again real quick, and then we'll go back to you, Matt. So we'll get this party started.
Yeah. Paul Chatto sent me some things, and one of it was a DVD of the Frantics. It's all like you can't fucking read
the whiteness of it.
Frantics.
Oh, that's sharp looking.
Special. And yeah, they shot it. Now there's pieces of this that they shot in HD, but I think the special was not. So, but then again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I wish he would re-release it in HD. But as you see, Paul there at the bottom.
Yeah. I see.
It's fun. There's a bunch of special features on here, and the reunion special is really, really funny. Yeah, I don't know if you can still get it anywhere or not, but he sent it to me, and I have it. And tough shit.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's so cool.
It is.
That is cool. Hold the sentimental value with that. That's awesome.
And he sent me a couple of CDs with it too.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool. Yeah. Speaking of which, you should be getting that DVD, Tom, or Blu-ray, Tom, from that guy, that director who sent it. Yeah, I got mine today, so we'll have to bring that on and talk about it.
I'll have to check my. I have to check my mail here soon, anyway. So yeah.
So I mean, look at you getting stuff from Paul Chatto.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. I suppose I could show the CDs. Although he didn't send me.
But you got the Frantics, the CDs, the original like discs.
Well,
or
he sent me one of the more popular ones, but he didn't send me all of them.
That's cool.
I guess there's like a couple that he didn't send that I'm kind of gonna be like one of these days, be like, "What the fuck, dude?"
What the?
But then he, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Frantic
The white-
I see it. Yeah.
enemies of the.
Oh, I love the
season.
clear case, so sharp.
Yeah, and then this one's an older one. This is the one with boot to the head and stuff on.
Oh,
it.
nice.
Oh,
One
nice.
that Dr. Demento would have played and stuff. So yeah.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's so cool.
There's another one of theirs that was more popular too that he didn't send me, and I'm gonna be like, why the hell didn't you send me?
What
that
did
one?"
you say? Have a good night.
Like, I don't have any fucking left. He'll probably what he'll say.
Have a good night, other Tom VHS Masker. Thank you, and
After
also
he calls me like an ungrateful son of a bitch, but yeah.
yeah, Griffith's on the And according to Psychonaut, your daddy here says if you watch the Army parade, 7 of my tanks are there. I worked long hours getting them parade
Wow.
operational, so that's cool. That's cool. But yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, the Paul Chato with the nice, cool, frantic stuff there. So
Yeah,
Cool.
there's some pretty funny bits on there.
yeah,
I mean, he would probably. He owns, I think, most of that stuff, or they do, so he doesn't flag it. So yeah,
yeah.
but
Oh,
Is,
nice. No rights problems there. It's great.
Are any of these still for sale?
I don't know. I should checked. I should have checked, but I did not.
You would think like the boot to the face one would be,
Be out there.
yeah, because it's one of the popular ones, I think. So it's crazy. Oh, you can.
cray. All right, Greg.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it my turn to present?
I'm waiting to see if I don't know if Tom's getting something or not.
I
and we'll
was,
figure
but
it
I
out.
can't find it. So go
No.
for it.
My apologies.
No, it's not your fault.
No.
So,
Are you ready to move on, Tom? Or
Yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
okay, go ahead, Matt. Tell us
So
what you got.
this was Poetic Justice Week this week because this is the film that indirectly led me to FanZcene. I saw this film theatrically 4 times when it came out, owned every piece of action figure memorabilia that came with it, as well as my next pick will. But this is the Blu-ray extended version. I know you've seen it.
Yes.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now, I love this film. I know Kevin Reynolds, he had his issues with Costner's accent, but I wouldn't change it for a thing. I'm
Unlike
glad,
some Robin
I'm glad
Hoods,
he's like,
you can speak with the
I'm
British
Robin of Locksley. Yeah. I'm glad he's not doing the English accent. I just love it for what it is. But have you guys seen the extended version with the bonus scenes of
Yeah, I've
the
watched
witch and the I get why is it New Creek? Who did it? It's not Morgan Creek. I don't know if they released it so they could market it to kids more or whatever, but a lot of those scenes with the witch or and the Celts that like the sheriff, hires to assassinate him were a lot darker. And I think like if they left that in, I mean, it adds such a different dynamic to this film.
Yeah.
Like I love these bonus scenes. I get why they cut it, not only for pacing but for the ratings. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Like I love this movie, and I think the bonus scenes they're so much darker. Like it adds a whole other element to it.
I still
It's
think I
cool.
prefer the theatrical cut. But did you see
Me
up there
too.
Tom's nice one they got there?
Oh, nice.
4K Arrow version.
Damn.
Yeah, I like both.
The
versions
4K
just
version.
fine.
How
Yeah,
is
I mean,
it?
I
This
like
came out
both
from
of
Arrow
them,
last
yeah.
year. It was like,
It looks great.
was it last year or the year before? I can't remember.
I think a year or two ago. So yeah.
It was whenever I told you that they don't have the original video on here, and I fucked your channel up.
Yeah.
Oh, don't mess with that video. You weren't
Yeah, yeah.
messing around. I that video I posted a video right on my YouTube, which is Clark the Shark, right
Yes,
when I
yeah.
met Greg, and that's how I found Greg because I was like, why doesn't this video exist? So we talked about it on my podcast, and Greg's video, you went into that at length, and then it got taken down, and I remember I was like looking for it again, and I'm like, where is this? And then it came back up, and you were like, don't mess with this video. Apparently, the asshat web sheriff will go around and like proactively look for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the Everything I Do It For You video, and will like flag it. It could be like you could send a text to your mother and like her phone would get confiscated. It is so bizarre. Like I don't know. I won't even get started on it, but
the web
this is
share
so beloved.
power of copyright.
Copyright infringement.
Yes, And once you call them out on it, because that's how I got the video back up and the strike off my channel, because I made a video calling them out about how they abuse their power, immediately came back up and I got my strike removed. But they did have
So
to
glad you did.
edit out because I did play a clip. I didn't even play the music. I videotaped my VHS because Brian Adams, I guess him in the studio and everything with the music video, everything I do, the one that we all remember. Because Tom was like, I don't know if I remember that video, and I was like, I remember that video. And so like where they're in the woods, whatever, like
they're supposed to be in Sherwood Forest.
There's some kind of a license agreements with that video and the company and everything, and it's all like messed up. So like I just filmed like 10 seconds worth, which we're allowed 15 seconds usually of stuff.
Well, I think I knew they did, but I was like, what the fuck? Like, is it? I think my question was, wasn't it on the original video? I think
yes, it was on the video. Yes,
yeah, it was right after the credits they had.
Yeah. And
I
so
remember the VHS. It was on. I still have the VHS. It was on the
Yeah.
credits, and it was on MTV and VH1. Literally, like the summer of '91 for like 8 weeks, once or twice an hour. And it was so like millions of people love this video, and all of a sudden it disappears. Like,
well, what
you're
brought
leaving
it
money on the table, man. The YouTube ad revenue alone for whoever would like kill it.
Yeah.
Well, what brought it on is on that version I just showed you. They have a live performance of Brian Adams doing it.
Yeah.
Not the actual video. And that's why I said, what the fuck?
The black and white video of him playing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a cop out of him doing, like, he's part of the conspiracy.
Yeah, it's like your Blu-ray, and that I have that Blu-ray too, and the 4K. It's all been removed from that. The only place to actually see that video on the movie is on the VHS. And it's like I said, I just videotaped 10 seconds because we're allowed 15 seconds usually of stuff on here.
I remember.
No music being played, none whatsoever. I talked over it. Strike, removed the video, everything. Web share abused their power, and then I called them out on it because apparently they've been called out on it a bunch of times. And they've abused their power. I got it removed, but I still had to remove this section. It is what it is. I'd rather have it still be on there, but it is what it is. But no, it's a great movie. I've always enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say about Web Sheriff, because I don't want to get all negative, but I never even heard of them until you had that issue. And then I like poked around and I followed your Twitter, your X feed, and I'm like, oh yeah, they really are bastards, the Web Sheriff. Like they just, I'm like, who are, like, come on, get over yourself. It's a classic, you know? But yeah, I'm really interested in the 4K from Arrow. I don't own that one. I bought this one secondhand. We do actually have a video store in town that still sells, obviously used, but I go there like once a week. It's a really cool place. It's called CD Trader. I'll give them a little plug. I've told them about your show. I think Brian there actually watches, if he's watching, but yeah, you know, you go in there, they give you like a card. If you purchase 10, you get like a free DVD or Blu-ray, depending on it. So I bought this there, and yeah, it's just one of those films I'll always watch like once a year. It's like this, Batman Returns, and there's like 5 others that like each year I will definitely rewatch. So big fan of Prince of Thieves. So that's my second to last pick.
That's nice. I like that. And I mean, I'm glad it led you to the channel, and now you're here on the show. And shout out to the CD. What was it?
They're called CD Trader, but they sell everything: records, Blu-rays, 4Ks.
Oh, I know places like that, man. Like usually they're called CD something or book something, and you go in there, they got everything. Physical media. I love it. So shout out to them guys.
And they're always busy, which I love. I've never heard. They have like always 4 staff members working. You know, it's not like one guy that's like, I'm trying to keep the rent going. They're just like, they can't keep up with it. And I just love seeing that, you know, in 2025. Nice. So, but that's nice. Well, thank you. That is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, kids. Check it out.
Great movie. Great movie. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Costner got mad that Alan Rickman was stealing the show, because he does. He steals the show. I mean, he is great.
Steals it.
Absolutely great. He steals it. The movie is an incredible movie. So, Robin, I love that. That's when she screams his name at the end. Yeah. But that is a good
meat, old man. Sorry,
master. I like turtles.
Tell us how you
you
10:45.
Watch it again.
Yeah,
I mean, I just watched it when I've got it, but I mean,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
about a year or two ago. So like once again, that's our rule here. Well, a rule I made up is like because we do buy these to rewatch. So if we want to rewatch something, at least hasn't been a year or so before before we bring it back on. That's
My
that's
problem is
really
I have so much stuff I haven't watched yet that I
yeah
should watch.
yeah. I've
And
got a
it gets
few
to
that
a
I need to
point,
get
yeah.
to. Yeah,
I've
so-
had dreams about your collections. I'm like, how do you? Because I have ADHD, so I'm like, how would I decide? Like, I don't think I'd watch anything. I would be just picking up artwork all day and like
Yeah,
looking at stuff.
yeah. Unless you get a hankering, and then that's the worst thing because especially now that everything's so discombobulated in my situation, like as soon as I realize, oh, I want to watch this, then I can't fucking find it.
Oh, the worst!
Yeah.
Like when you get the itch.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm looking and looking and looking, and then I get desperate, and it's like, what the fuck am I missing here? Where is it? You know.
exactly.
And then even sometimes I'll get to the point where I'm like, okay, I must have lost it or done something with it or somebody stole it or whatever or lent it out and forgot.
Mhm.
And I'll end up buying it again, and then I'll find it.
Oh,
It always happens.
right after.
Or you'll
Right
go and you'll
after,
buy
yeah.
it again, and then after you buy it and your copy gets there, you find the copy you were looking for.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's happened to me multiple times now. And
Yeah.
of course it's in a situation where I can't send it back now. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, here you go. Psychonauts said I had to stop buying rest of the year in order to get through my watch list off the shelf.
That's kind of where I'm at to a point. Like it's just
yeah.
I've really slowed down on my purchasing to where
M-
I can't
honestly,
afford
I
it,
have to.
first of all, and second of all, like, yeah, I kind of got to catch up with some of the other shit. Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I don't buy as much as I used to, but I made I think I've said here to you, I've made a decision that I'm only going to buy stuff that I really want and when I rewatch in the future. So I'm not like buying everything. And if I do have the money, I know people complain about the prices of disc and everything. I get it, I understand it, but like Tom and I, once again, we've been buying since we were kids. It's like I bought VHSs when they were like $30-$40. I bought Blu-rays when they were like $30-$40. I bought DVDs when they were like $30-$40. So, if I have the money and I'm going to buy the 4K or whatever special, I'm going to buy it. I don't really complain too much about the price because I'm not like out there buying every single Vinegar Syndrome release, every single Arrow release. I'm buying the ones I really want. So if I have it, I'm gonna buy it. So
Right.
that's what
Good call. Yeah,
you
that's
know.
kind of where I am. If it's something I really want to have forever, that it's worth it because I don't have the money to buy them every
Yeah.
release, but that's why we have CD traders. We can go get stuff for $3.
And like I say, I tell people that all the time. Never underestimate a secondhand store, a thrift store, or a store like that because some people do give up their collections. People do like buy something and they don't like it and they give it out. So you can usually get pretty good deals at places like that. And if you don't want to buy them new, so
The last thing I'll say about them, because I don't work for them, I'm not trying to promote their business, but the other day I had a hankering to watch the show Turn, America's Washington Spies. It was like
Oh, yeah,
2011. I only
Yeah.
saw it like theatrical when it came out, so I was like, I really like that. I'm just gonna go and see if they have it. And they had season 1 on Blu-ray, and I bought it for $3.99. And it was like, and I got that, and then the other one I got was Fort Apache and Outbreak, which I've seen like 50 times. I
Oh,
just have the VHS of that. But they had all three, and I walked out of there with $15, and it's like great quality. It's like it's things like that
Mhm.
that like led me to the physical media show and the fan. It's like that's what it's all about. You're not at the mercy of whatever crap your streamers are putting out there. You have it right there, and now you'll have it forever.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
never underestimate those places. 100%.
Never. I tell people who want to get into physical media, because there are people that do want to get into physical media now, which I've been covering on my channel. There are younger people and people out there. Some people do got to understand. Hey, look, physical media is no longer for the masses. Will it ever be for the masses again? Who knows? Probably not. But there are people out there who are fed up with streaming, from the younger generation to our generation, who have gone back to start buying physical media, at least their favorites. And that's why I always recommend those type of stores, because you can get great stuff there to start fleshing out your collection. And then you could hopefully find a channel like mine or Tom's, and we can tell you where to go if you want to start amping it up to like Blu-rays and 4Ks and stuff, because we collect the Blu-rays and 4Ks, so we can help you in that regard. So yes,
And you do. That's why it's great TV. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a fan. And when I watch the show, there's so many little gems and nuggets I'll walk away with and like bring up, on my show or with
Mhm.
my wife or friends, whatever. I'm like, oh, do you remember this? And these little things that like you only get away with physical media. Like it's very
Yeah,
cool.
it's
It's
very
very superior for sure.
Oh, yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll go to me. Speaking of physical media, I guess we'll go to me for my next pick of the night. What's up, Tom?
You said, speaking of physical media,
Yeah,
not to pick on you, but that's got to be one of the worst segues ever.
I,
We're
I
on a
know.
physical media.
I know. You're the segue guy. That's what you're the segue guy.
That's why it just bothered me a little bit.
I know. I knew
I
it
had to say
aggravates you.
something and get it out.
Get it out. Let it go. You can yell at me. I'll take it.
I
I'll
was
take
it. I'm done.
Yeah. But I had a hankering
That's
to watch
funny.
this. I had a hankering to watch this movie.
Speaking of physical media, Jesus.
I haven't seen this movie in years, and it comes to us from our good friends at Mill Creek. I have The Legend of Billie Jean, starring Helen Slater and
Are you
Christian
invincible?
Slater. Are you invincible?
Nice.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair. Which is surprisingly for Mill Creek, it's got a decent cover underneath.
Yeah, it does actually. Surprisingly,
surprisingly,
I don't have the VHS one. I have the one that's in the box set with the other two movies that came with initially. But
yeah. But I had a hankering to watch this. Still pretty good, solid movie. Pretty good, solid
it holds
80s
up pretty
movie.
well.
Yeah, it holds up.
Would that be with Jaws' 2, Keith Gordon in that one?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, along with Christian Slater. Yeah.
Yep. Christian Slater, Keith Gordon, Yeardley Smith, the voice of Lisa Simpson.
Right. Yes.
Yeardley Smith,
Yes.
right?
Yes. It's a pretty. This. I mean, you talk about this. Hey, look at that! Got lucky there, Tyrell. We got one to match. Just watched it the other night. All right. But no, yeah, this is one of those movies like they talk about like women fronted movies. Like there's never been a woman that like this is right here. It's like a big movie for women, and it's a pretty solid movie. So like Helen Slater plays this young girl, Billie Jean, and she has a brother, Christian Slater, which they're not real brother and sister, are they? I had never even thought about that. I don't think so. Are they?
Oh, good call. No idea.
No, I don't think so.
No,
Anyways.
I think it would have came.
Yeah, but I mean, it's perfect casting.
I think we all thought they were growing up, but I guess yes, they are not related.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And so they're the two young teenage brother and sister in Texas who live in a trailer park, and Christian Slater got this, nice little moped, and that he bought with the money from their dad when their dad passed away. And there's a group of bullies that pick on him, and they steal his moped and destroy it, beat him up. And Helen Slater, being Billie Jean, the big sister, very confident young girl, very pretty young girl, gets the estimate for $608, goes to the store where the kid dad works, owns and everything, and tries to get the money, and the dad tries to grape her, basically. And so they get into a fight. Christian Slater comes in and he ends up shooting the dad in the shoulder, and they go on a run, and like her legend grows of like sticking up for the teenage kids and women out there and stuff like that, and that's pretty much where the story goes. And it's in Texas, and it's a good summertime movie. It's got a great 80s soundtrack to it, and so if you're looking for a good time, it's a pretty good time. So and Helen Slater looks great in this movie. I'm not a big fan of when they cut her hair, but they're going for like the Joan of Arc thing. And the kid, the guy from is Keith Gordon from Christine is in it. They break into his house. It just happens to be a rich kid, and he helps them out and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good one. No, Helen Slater did not play Soup's mom in Smallville. She played, yes, she did. I'm sorry, you're right, she did. She played Laura, his mom from Krypton. I was going to say Annette O'Toole. Lana Lang played his mom in Smallville on, there. But yes, you're right. I'm sorry, you had me there for a minute, Joey. She played his mom, Laura.
Wasn't she also in Supergirl as well?
Was she in the TV show Supergirl?
I think so.
I like watched the first season of that show. That show went downhill quick. So,
It did, yeah.
so, especially once they started making Superman a joke and stuff. I was
Especially after
all that.
because didn't they really do Dean Cain dirty too? Because I thought wasn't
Yeah, they
See
did. Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain both ended up, I think, on there, and they treated them like crap.
Yeah. That's what I thought. She played her mom. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Terry Hatcher was in it. Lois Lane from Smallville played her mom on Supergirl. No, you're right. She did. She played her adopted mom. The adopted mom. Yeah, you're right. Like I said, I haven't seen like
she played
the first season
OG mom in Smallville, and then she played adopted mom in
Supergirl. Yeah,
Supergirl. Excuse me.
Yeah. I actually met her in person at the Daily Planet. So,
did you?
Fictional
real Daily Planet.
I hate to tell you this, Greg. Fictional character.
I met Helen Slater at the building. Joe Schuster and whatever his name is, I can't think of his name for a minute. A huge Superman fan. They lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and the building they modeled the Daily Planet after because they looked out their window. The building, I've been to that building. They held a comic convention there.
Something wonderful.
I met Helen Slater, Sam Witwer, Michael Rosenbaum, and that's the story I always tell you about. What's his name from Battlestar Galactica and all them.
What are you smoking and where do I get it?
What is his name?
What strain? Yeah,
Battlestar Admiral Adama from Battlestar Galactica, a million other movies. I can't think of his name. Edward, is it Edward James Olmos? Yeah. But it's the story I always tell you where he cut in front in line of me to ask where the bathroom was, and the guy freaked out in front. He's like,
after it's Edward James Olmos. Yeah, I think we interviewed him.
Yeah. Like the guy in front of me freaked out. He's like, "Excuse me, son. Do you know where the bathroom is?" He asked the guy in front of me. The guy told him he's like, he's like, "That was awesome." Martha. Why would you say that name? No, but Bill,
why did you say that?
That is the funniest line in that movie. I can't even theatrically when you say that, it's like, why would you say that name? You're like, what? That and
his mother's name is Martha.
Why would you say that name? Do you remember Superman
My mom's name is Martha too. We're like twinsies.
Why would you say that?
Broskies.
Martha. Oh man.
So your mom is my mom? Whoa.
Daily Planet. Yeah, he would. That's funny.
But no, yeah, Legend of Billie Jean. If you've never seen it, I do recommend it. It is a great flick. It still holds up.
Who plays the antagonist in that? Remind me.
It's the guy with the mustache. Dean Stockwell's in it. He's the dad of the guy from Christine. He's running for district attorney, and then you have the cop who's out helping her, is trying to help her. But it's he's got a mustache. I almost want to say he's the guy from Beverly Hillbilly, but he's not. He's the original Jethro.
Who was he in Christine? The guy that sold him the car?
No, it's the kid in Christine. The guy that buys the car. The kid. What's his
name?
You're
talking about Keith Gordon.
Keith Gordon, yeah.
I thought you said Dean Stockwell in Christine.
Dean Stockwell plays
Dean
his
Stockwell's
dad.
in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who I'm thinking of.
It's he's got a mustache. I'm looking at the cast here.
So does Pedro Pascal. That don't mean shit.
I know. Is it? That's not Barry Tubb.
It's not Peter Coyote, obviously, is it?
No.
Barry Tubb was.
Is it Richard Bradford? Is that who it is here?
No, Peter Coyote's the cop looking for him. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, Richard Bradford. Yeah, Richard Bradford is the is the bad. He's the guy that.
That's okay. Now I know who he is. Yeah,
John Stockwell is dead. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Richard is the one that tries to grape her in the movie. Which that's my one caveat with the movie is like when they run into guy you just said his name, Keith Gordon, when they go to his house and because he's a rich mansion and stuff, and she's like cuts her hair after she watches Joan of Arc. She's like, we're going to make a tape and send it out to all these people to let them know what happened and to get our side of the story out there. She doesn't say in the tape that he tried to grape her. You know, it's like you have an opportunity right there to say that, but they do wait till like the end of the movie for the big powerful moment when she finally reveals it in front of everybody, which is what they were going for. But
Greg,
yeah, back then they didn't.
Grape was like a compliment.
Yeah.
Back then.
They tried to play it up and
It
down a
was
little
the
bit. Yeah.
80s.
Yeah,
It's,
they
Yeah, that's
tried-
just like telling a girl that you think she's hot. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
because like basically that's how they play it off too. Because like you're a pretty girl, you know what you're doing. This is
no,
a,
I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. And she probably didn't think anybody believe her or something at that point. But like maybe,
Yeah.
and she had probably no proof to really back it up or whatever. And back then, they actually expected you to have some sort of proof usually.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
You
But
know,
I
when you
mean-
say it's the 80s too, usually that isn't questioned. I find that very funny. Like in Halloween 2, when the paramedics are all like smoking weed in the hospital, people are like, "Why are they smoking weed? Isn't there like a child?" I'm like, "It's the
It's
80s. It's fun." And like, yeah,
And if you think they don't
yeah,
still, then you're crazy.
yeah, it should be mandated.
That's where I buy my shit. A guy who would like right out of the back of the fucking ambulance.
They know the good shit. They're medics.
Right.
They can get
He
the
also
good
sells
stuff.
me ether.
Yeah.
Ether. That's funny.
No, but it is a very powerful movie, and I'm watching this movie because it doesn't really make men out to be the bad guys, other just like that one guy. It's just the one guy that the dad of the kid. He's like your typical average guy they make. Like today's like every guy is like him in every movie. No, in this movie, it's like it is a bit of a feminist type movie, but it's done in a way where everybody is respected, the men and the women, other than that one guy. So it's like it holds up very well, and it's 80s, man. It's pretty solid. Yeardley Smith is great in it as the little like girl. Well, I don't know. She's supposed to be like a young teen girl, and she won't leave him alone. She's always got to tag along and everything. And like the Lisa Simpson voice, you hear it.
Maximum Overdrive. She's great.
Yeah,
in that.
Maximum Overdrive
Yeardley
too. Yeah.
Smith, mid 80s is like
Yeah.
gold.
She's gold in that, and but no, it's a pretty good movie. I mean, I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. So it's worth it. It's worth it.
I'm gonna put it on my list.
Have you never seen Legend of Billie Jean?
I have not. No.
Oh, you got to see it. You're gonna
I
love
have
it.
not seen it.
Put it on
I
your
will
list.
report
Love
back
it.
to you. I'm putting this on. I love
So
those actors,
upset
too.
that the song Billie Jean is not in the movie.
Yes, I know. Every time I
It
see it,
would-
it's
it
like,
wouldn't
Oh
fit.
yeah,
It wouldn't
85. It would have been.
it wouldn't fit though. But
It
yeah.
wouldn't fit. No,
Yeah.
you got the great Pat Bennett. I was gonna say the thing that probably
Yes.
kept this movie alive was the Pat Benatar song.
Yeah, the song is great.
And I don't know if it was a #1 hit for her, but it was a pretty big hit. It's one of her latter hits, but
Was
I
it
kind of
Hit
vaguely
Me With Your
remember
Best
the
Shot?
video.
No, it's-
Invincible.
Theme of
No, it's
Billie-
Invincible.
Classics. I don't know the movie.
Doom,
Know the
doom,
song.
doom, 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 doom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Benatar. That's a great song.
I say that was one of her big. I remember it being the video being on, and she's in the video, and yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Have a good night, Psycho Night.
Speaking of
everybody.
music videos from earlier, yeah,
Yeah. There you go. It's a great music video, which they
I
don't
actually
have
have a
on
good one
Blu-ray.
to bounce off with music there when you're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I was going to say, it's like, of course, it's Mill Creek. The special features are just a commentary, but it is a commentary with Helen Slater and Yeardley Smith. They do the commentary, but there's
Yeah.
no other special. This movie,
It's Mill Creek. You don't expect
Yeah.
any special features.
this movie
really.
needs. This could be a Vinegar Syndrome movie for all intents and
I
purposes.
love that case too. That's
Yeah.
really sharp.
This
looking.
needs a better. I mean, the scan on this isn't bad. It looks pretty good for a Mill Creek movie, so it's one of the better scans. But this needs some more love. This movie definitely needs some more love. A 4K or a new Blu-ray with new special features. Kino, I think Kino would be a good spot for this. So, who did TriStar made it? So I doubt they'll get it. But anyways, Tom, bounce it over to you.
Well, mine's also about music.
There you go.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will. Oh, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. One of the most controversial movies of all time.
I love the effect.
Oh,
nice.
Great balls of fire.
I married my 15-year-old cousin.
His music rocked the nation. His
It was the
story shocked
60s.
the world. This movie is basically Dewey Cox.
That is a good one.
It
I mean,
was
really, Dewey
60s.
Cox did very little. I mean, and Dewey Cox at least aged her up a year. Like, or maybe it was 12. I don't remember. But like, yeah, I mean, look, I still don't understand how they made this movie the way they did.
Mhm.
It's one of those movies that's extremely entertaining, but it does not know how satirical it really is.
Right.
right? Like it has gained an audience over the past few years. Yeah, basically, bro. You're not wrong. It is basically Dewey Cox, obviously the one that they took the most inspiration from besides Walk the Line was
yeah.
Great Balls of Fire and Ray. But I mean, clearly they had a fun field day with all of them. But Great Balls of Fire came on the heels of the Buddy Holly story and La Bamba. And it's like, what the fuck? You have an 18-year-old Winona Ryder playing against a 30-year-old fucking, actually, I think he's over 30, Dennis Quaid. And he's supposed to be playing some like 18, 19, 20-year-old version of Jerry Lee Lewis on top of it all. Like, I mean, the whole thing is like, and the sad part about it isn't even really the fact that the girl is only 13, because really 21 to 13, it's I know it sounds harsh now, but back then that was not as big of a fucking gap as you think. It's the fact that they were cousins.
Yeah,
that was
the problem. That is so
that was the bigger issue, because he actually fucking married her and shit. Like, and it was technically illegal. Like all this, I mean, they go through all this shit in the movie, but it's like, you know, and they were together, I think, for like quite a few years. They ended up having a couple kids together and shit. One of them died, but like the movie doesn't cover any of that shit. This movie is like in one little like portion of his life, basically, where he kind of took over the crown from Elvis for a hot second, and then fucked his life.
Well,
and Tom, what fucked him was basically getting married to his fucking 13-year-old cousin, like a dumb shit.
Yeah.
and it was, you're so right though about it was just that it was cousin, because Elvis, if I'm not mistaken,
bingo,
correct me if I'm wrong, Priscilla was like 13 or 14 when
they didn't
met.
get married until she was legally like, I think 16 or 17 or something like that. But yeah, like they started quote unquote seeing each other when she was like 13. Yeah.
But you're right though about the cousin. It's like, well, she's 13, but a cousin.
Yeah, it's cousins.
It's so true. I forgot all about this movie, but it's not like a parody though, right? It wasn't supposed to be like a serious.
Yeah,
it is. It was totally meant to be serious, but like at the time the critics trashed it. I mean, Jerry's. The funny thing is this movie almost hurt Jerry's career more than it helped.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because at this point, he was kind of slowly making a comeback over the years. By the 80s, you got to remember, 86, he had Great Balls of Fire had reemerged on Top Gun soundtrack, and a lot of Shakin' and some other shit had been showing up in other movies and stuff like that. So he was kind of making this little comeback, and he was I think he did a commercial and some other shit at that point. Like, for some reason, some car commercial sticks out to me. And all of a sudden, they put this movie out to remind everybody, and you're like, oh, yeah, he did fuck some 13-year-old and marry, who happened to be his cousin getting married. And it's like, oh, you dumb shit. Why did you do this? Like, yeah.
Don't put that in the movie.
It's going to be in the movie.
It's going to be in the movie.
And I mean, Dennis Quaid puts in the performance of a fucking lifetime here. And I mean that in the most.
He goes full steam. He goes full
cocaine.
Yeah,
like,
I think
full on.
In it, right? Isn't him really singing in it too?
Hey, the guy that played Reagan and Jaws 3 on coke, and this time, yes, take my money.
Well, the thing is then you had Jerry Lee Lewis, who insisted on doing his music, re-recording it so he sounds older.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter. I mean, Jerry actually sounds pretty goddamn good for his age. Like, I'll give him that.
Yeah,
like he's pretty close to what he sounded like when he was a kid. So I don't know if, I'm sure he was a smoker, but I mean, he must have either quit or, you know, wasn't that heavy or something like that. Because of all the singers that have aged over the years, you listen to his early recordings and then compare it to the re-recordings he did for Great Balls of Fire. They're not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really. I mean, because usually a lot of guys, when they hit that certain age, they got to bring down their music an octave or two to be able to sing the shit.
Yeah.
Like even the guy who was in like Doc and like he'll even flat out say, I can't sing Dream Warriors anymore.
Yeah.
Like they have to bring it down, like down to it or whatever. Yeah.
You can't get up
like
there.
Elton John can't sing half of
Great example. Exactly.
Yeah.
And all he does is just down to him. Yeah.
Yeah. But Bart, it's still his cousin. Would it matter if she was older or not? She's still his cousin.
And it didn't help that he was also, and then to make it even worse, he ended up committing bigotry on top of it all.
Yeah.
Because he was married, divorced, and didn't technically then got married again. But since he didn't see the marriage as legal or some shit like that, it was all fucked up. So then that also hurt him. Like, he never really recovered from any of that shit. And like I said, as he was just because in the 1980s, there was this huge resurgence of 1950s nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
from like
on
Dirty Dancing and stuff like that.
everything around that. You know, it was that era where those kids now had grown up and they were having kids, and you had like the new Leave It to Beaver, and you had La Bamba and the Buddy Holly story, and the music was making a comeback, and Great Balls of Fire was kind of feeding into that at the edge of that, and it's like, it's almost like, okay, yeah, now this is officially jumping the shark. It's like, it's okay to bring his music back. Yeah, but let's not dive into his personal life again. Like,
that's what hurt him the first time around. Do we really
exactly? Because he had the advantage over Elvis, and the movie kind of gets into that a little bit. And I know it's very loosely based on reality, but it's like, because they amalgamize a bunch of shit into a very short period of time.
Yeah.
But like, in reality, he could have been bigger than Elvis, because Elvis didn't tour outside the U.S. because of, as we learned in the new Elvis movie, and come to learn over the last few years, is that Tom Parker was a wanted man outside the U.S. So he refused to take Elvis outside. Why he just didn't send him with another handler is beyond me, but regardless. So at this point, like, Jerry was poised to be like this big, huge international star when he went and married his fucking cousin like a moron, and they found out. And not only that, he flat out admitted to it, even though everybody around him told him, don't fucking tell anybody.
don't do it.
I did it.
I did it.
I did it. I'm proud I did it.
You know, they see that woman over there? That's my cousin. I did
it. He doesn't care.
I love her.
All over. You ain't no virgin. I remember that scene.
Yeah.
When they're in the bed together after they get married, and he's like, I ain't seen no 13-year-old virgin move like that before, or whatever. It's like, oh, come on, no.
Yeah, it gets even weirder with like that shit. Like, yeah, the movie like is laugh out loud funny in places it shouldn't be. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type movie.
But that makes it so much fun to watch, though. So, yeah.
That's funny.
Poor Jerry Lewis. Poor Jerry Lewis.
I know.
And there's no real extras on this. It's I forgot to even say who brought it out.
Oh yeah, is this new?
Because I think Twilight Time put it out, or whatever their name is, at one point. So I'm assuming it's the same scan as that. And I don't know if they had any extras on that version, but there's nothing on here but the trailer. And it, of course, is a Sandpiper taking over for Olive.
It's a new Sandpiper.
It's a new Sandpiper version of the Olive one that they had before. Yeah.
Wonder if those are the ones that have released the Mel Brooks, Life Stinks. There was a couple other ones I saw that just came out, got new releases on Blu-ray. I wonder if that's Sandpiper doing that. I can't remember.
Yeah, so the scan doesn't look all that great or anything. It's okay, but like, this movie's not necessarily screaming out for like a massive special edition or anything like that.
Bonus features. Does the film have how's Dennis Quaid in there as Jerry Lee Lewis? Is he?
He's totally fucking.
Is he right?
Coked out. Like
you can. Oh, he's really like every.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's going for it, and he's like just like throwing it in himself into the.
What's
role.
funny is fucking you got Alec Baldwin, who's barely in it actually. They make a big deal about him being in it, but he's like, he must have got chopped almost completely out of the movie, playing his cousin Jimmy Swagger, and he's more subdued. So it's like, you know, he's usually the one who brings in the broader performances. Oh no, Dennis Quaid is just fucking.
He's just out there.
All
he's going for
sorts of fucking. Hey, let me see if I can find something here that we can actually check into. That is.
My name is Jerry Lee Lewis. I come from Louisiana.
Yeah, that song's at the end, but yeah.
The Boogie Woogie.
Yeah.
He's just like
the Lewis Boogie
with the blonde hair and the accent he has in the movie. Man,
like,
you know,
hair.
Could they have done like when you look at Walk the Line? Johnny Cash certainly has an interesting life. It was a great biopic. They could do one just as interesting about Jerry Lee Lewis, right? If they did it right and they had, I mean, with the controversy and everything, do you think that would be as entertaining?
I think it would have. I think maybe, like Tom was saying, this movie came out a little too soon, especially if he was mounting that little bit of a comeback. This movie probably would have been an Oscar-winning movie if it was made around the time they did Walk the Line.
Okay.
You know, after
I actually took it seriously and actually didn't portray him as a hero of any kind. Like, that's the bigger problem of the movie.
Yeah.
It still keeps to try and keep him of a hero of sorts, and it's like, no, this guy's a piece of shit.
Y'all don't have to just sit there quiet. You know, this is a rock and roll session.
The volume's really low. Sorry, guys. I can't make it any louder.
Good.
And you can tell them changing the voice.
I love Ned Ryerson there.
Yeah.
It's awful quiet out there. I hope y'all aren't as dead as you sound. I'm alive.
Yeah, that's what he.
Put a lid on it. Jerry.
Cradle, brother!
Baby snatcher!
Jerry, just play.
Got married before God.
Look at him.
Between me and Mara is between us and God. Everybody else
Wow.
is mine,
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like,
He's
it
just
is
like,
a
guys,
That's like a drunken night.
tour de
coked
force fucking like performance, man. Like,
out. Wow. Oh, I got. Is the whole movie on there, or is that just a clip?
I don't know. They
This
might
is-
have the whole movie.
I
don't
gotta
know.
find it. I gotta get it. I gotta get
Yeah,
it.
and then,
Oh.
and then it
I'll
just
buy
goes
it. Where
off.
did, I'm sorry. Where did you buy this one again? Was this from?
It
you
just
know?
came out again. It's Sandpiper just re-released it.
Got it.
You can get it from like Amazon
Yeah.
and wherever, but yeah.
Oh,
I think I picked
it's-
mine up from Orbit. I think.
Oh, Orbit. Okay. Between this, Billie Jean, and the Golden Shot, it's quite the shopping list brewing tonight.
Welcome
it's
to the
gonna get
show,
better.
Matt.
Yeah.
We've
These are
done this-
gold.
We've done this before where Tom has bought stuff that I brought on, and I've ended up buying stuff Tom's brought on.
And should I
Right
say,
of it.
we've only just begun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's on. I'm getting them. That's those eyes. He's just so out there.
Oh yeah, he's like
He's high as a kite.
Yeah,
Like I said, he's
Great.
coked out of his fucking brains in that movie. Totally. Like,
he goes for it, man. He's just like, wow,
it's like Jaws 3. Here, hold my cocaine.
Oh, so good.
Okay, Tom, how many? You have 2 left, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I don't know what. How many of you guys got left?
I got
each?
one left. Matt's got.
I
keep
just
on
have
Tom's
you.
one.
You can call me Clark. That's fine. Everybody does actually. I don't know why I said Matt. I don't. Just don't call me late for dinner. No, Clark's fine. Clark's
Well,
good.
did I say that? I don't know if I said it to Matt yet or not, but I have a friend I grew up with named
yeah,
Matt
yeah.
Clark.
Oh,
It's the
really?
weirdest shit in the world. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great. You know, somebody requested me like a year ago on Facebook named Matthew Clark. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely bite. And I went to their friends list to see if we had mutual. And there was like hundreds of people there, all named Matt Clark. I was like, oh, this guy's just
I
going
had that
around.
happen with the Tom Connors thing. Somebody tried to get me to join up with some group. I'm
For
like,
another
"No, I'm
Tom
a fucking
Connors?"
rebel. Yeah.
What
Like,
is
no, I'm not joining a Tom Connors group. Sorry.
You don't want to
What
join the Tom and Matthew Clark cults.
No.
the Colts? What the Connors with the O versus the Connors with the E? Is that a Scottish Irish thing?
I don't know, to be honest with you, but
Oh.
everybody always fucks it up on me. Yeah.
Oh,
I usually
yeah.
have to say Connor like the Connors, like on Roseanne. And
Oh,
then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, the struggle is real. But I get the Clark with the E a lot, and I'm like,
That's,
Fine.
you know,
you guys
Yeah.
are in the Midwest, right?
yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm from
Yeah.
Wisconsin. He's from
Oh, nice.
Ohio, Ohio.
So he's there like a little bit more over, but yeah.
Yeah, I always get to Greg with 2 G's at the end.
Are you
Ugh.
what's considered the Midwest or the West, Greg? I was curious.
The heartland of America.
You're
Heartland.
still in the Midwest? Okay.
Yeah, so we're still sort of Midwestern, is what we are. So
Nice. My
Yeah.
co-host on my show's in Nebraska, so we're all about the Midwest.
Yeah.
The heartbeat of America.
yes, sir.
I have
Yeah.
one more left. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, so I guess we'll go you, Tom, me, Tom. That's how we'll do it. Since he's got 2 left, and we'll do Clark, you.
It's your
Me.
barbecue,
I
Greg,
am
and it
not a
tastes
ping
good.
pong ball.
It's your barbecue,
Whatever
Cyrus.
you
and
say.
It
Great
tastes
bottles of
good.
fire.
I'm the boss. Great balls of fire.
I was just explaining to Mr. Dog here that for my barbecue, I wait for that big old jumbo jet in the sky before we start offing pigs.
Come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Who's bond your bond, my bond?
I love the reverb. That's great.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
You can
so
only
good.
do Jerry Lee Lewis with some reverb.
But the
Yeah.
fact that you have it so available in like a soundboard or something's gold.
Keep thinking, whole lot of shaking going on.
It actually sounds pretty good.
But- I'm gonna have to cut out this whole section because I'm gonna get flagged.
I
Oh,
hope you
no.
don't. I hope I was trying to jump around with it a little bit.
Yeah, I
Miss
know.
the music. I mean, my singing shouldn't trigger it.
No,
but,
your
I mean,
singing won't. 'cause
his video might a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't. So.
Yeah, avoid the web sheriff. for it.
Yeah, fuck.
I
the
do
web
this
sheriff.
every time to poor Greg. I'm sure he's got to edit something out of almost every single.
I've
I've seen the
episode.
shows. It's great. I'm like, I wonder how
only-
that works in post.
I'm like, just show this, and then you'll have to cut it out later.
I think the only two I really had to do the Cruel Jaws when you showed the clip from because it
That
tagged
does
me,
not surprise me. Yeah.
it tagged me as Jaws, not Cruel Jaws.
Oh,
And then-
Jaws
gosh.
goes after that hardcore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fritz the cat, never, nothing ever came from that.
Never.
But then PCU, the clip we showed from PCU,
Classic.
I
completely
think that was
pulled
more
down the
you,
string.
wasn't it?
It's like what's his name in the chat style section sent it over and we played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
So you can't blame that one on me.
I don't blame that one on you. That one completely got the stream pulled down, and I had to edit that out before it could go back up. So
Yeah, the algorithm's very weird. I will never understand how some things they're like, have at it. And other things are like,
Right.
we're taking
Yeah.
away your life. And you're like, all right. I just
Yeah.
mentioned Robin Hood.
yeah, tell us about
No, it's true.
it.
I can't sing any more than that. Yeah.
You might want to watch the web
Yeah,
show.
we'll get you.
Nah, I think it'd be okay. But
Everything
yeah,
you do, we do it for you. We'll do the almost close enough to not get sued.
yeah.
Like Hakuna Matata. My final clip of the night, you'll see folks watching why I am the weakest link on tonight's show. And this is a film I saw 2 or 3 times in the theater. I was a young lad. I enjoyed it. Some people say it gets worse with time. I say it gets better. And you'd be hard pressed to find a better cast than 1990s. This is on DVD. Dick Tracy. Now,
Yeah.
saw this, had all the action figures as well. Loved this movie growing up. This is only the DVD. There is a Blu-ray. I do not think there is any kind of 4K, and I believe you'll never see any of that happen while Warren Beatty is alive. We hope he's alive for a long time, but that's why there hasn't been any reboots, as you know,
Yeah.
or anything, because he just controls the rights and he has to do the appearance every 10 years, and it's just
He
it's
does
a
it
shame
late
because
at night at midnight on the night before it's supposed to go over.
right 5 minutes in a studio.
Yep.
And like I know you talked about this before, but like I'm a huge fan of Dick Tracy. As a kid, I actually did have the VHS of the old like 40s and 50s cartoons, whenever that era was.
Yeah.
And there's just so much material there. You could do a TV show, you could do several movies. It's just a shame that it sits there. Dick Tracy, there it is.
That's
Yes, the RKO
clip.
original. That was like, I think it was like when Howard Hughes owned it or something. That was
Yeah.
back in the day. Yeah, but Warren Beatty, I love this movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it does get better with time. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, just the cars, the Danny Elfman score, the set design in there, like it feels like you're in a comic book with the costumes, and I don't know. I feel like they just for 1990 and the limitations they had with makeup and things like that for a comic. I mean, the precedent was like Batman at that point. They did a really good job, and yeah, I'm a big fan. Now oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, do you wish they made a sequel? I mean,
Yes.
yes, but also at the same time, it wasn't very successful at the time.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why Warren Beatty is still such a stickler with the rights, because he,
Well,
kinda
Disney
like-
or whoever I think wants to make more, and he owns part of the rights or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck you,
he's
I'm
like,
in
nope.
Yeah. Also,
They
that
made my
movie,
sequel.
that movie pushes the boundaries of like PG. I mean, I know Warren Beatty wanted to make it more violent, like a Scarface, and Disney held in the reins, but there's still scenes like a cop gets shot in the head in that movie, and Dick Tracy,
Well,
like when he's on the phone.
It was in the
like,
wake of Batman, and what's funny is
Yeah.
how much it actually owes to Roger Rabbit. Most people don't know this. Not to
Yes.
invoke Roger Rabbit again, but the movie was shot a lot like Roger Rabbit, because like I brought this up when I brought the Blu-ray on a little while back, because I had to go do my own deep dive to find shit out about the movie again, or remind myself, because there is no special features, and like I was like, I thought there was like a making of documentary on television and all that shit, and sure shit, I found it on YouTube, so it's out there. You can find the stuff,
Yeah.
but like just
it's
to talk
interesting you
about-
said that, Tom,
Yeah.
because growing up, like I saw Roger Rabbit theatrically, I loved it, and Dick Tracy had the video games, was all about it, and they were always kind of connected. Like even when you look at Arcade Maroon, like the not Arcade Maroon, the Acme Factory is very similar even in aesthetics to the Pier, where like Big Boy puts the guys in cement. It has like the same looking props, the same feel. Film kind of looks the same. So it's very similar, but I don't know. I think this movie did have a Blu-ray release. I don't think there was anything extra on there from what I remember, but yeah, it's a shame we haven't seen more, but it is a good film, and I do stand by Dick Tracy. This is a
No,
good
I
DVD.
think it's grown on a lot of people.
No
through the
bells and
years.
whistles.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
think there is a Blu-ray of it. It does need a new scan. I think Tom
Yeah.
has the Blu-ray, brought it on once. It's just sadly, I think you're going to have to wait till Warren Beatty dies. So
Yeah, and James Caan and Kathy Bates were both in this, who were
Mhm.
later on that year in Misery, which won
and like you
a few
said,
awards.
pushing the boundaries of PG. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there's a scene in there where you can see Madonna's tits. So
When she's in the dark and she's like, I sweat a lot better in the dark.
Not only
You
that,
can
it's
see
the shot
there's
they
some
used for the Siskel and Ebert review, and I'm like, how the hell did they get away with this?
Oh, it was a loophole. It was like Friday the 13th movies as a kid. You're like, yeah, I want to watch these again. Get the boobs, get five.
No, but you
It was
can
like that
see them.
loophole.
Like, it is see-through as hell.
yeah.
And it was like, that's the scene they chose to use on Siskel and Ebert, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
really?
how did they get away with that on broadcast television is beyond me. But yeah.
It's great. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Breathless Mahoney.
How sometimes it was like once again it was the 90s. What can you say?
It was the 90s. It's
the 90s, early 90s. No, it's I mean it is one of those movies, like the color palette and everything. I think like the biggest problem with like most people, I was like, I mean Warren Beatty is a great actor, but he doesn't invoke the Dick Tracy, the square jaw and everything that you see. So like his facial features stuff. So like I think that was a little going against him, but I mean he does a great job in the movie. So
yeah, and the music's great too, like the
Yeah.
Sooner or Later stuff and back in business montages with the mob like taking over when he's in jail. It's just it hits well.
yeah, it does. I did not know that Al Pacino turned down Goodfellas.
Oh yeah.
Tracy because of that.
Yeah, he said he turned down Goodfellas from what I read because he was tired of doing mob movies. Then he did Dick Tracy.
Yeah,
Which in hindsight, I'm glad he did. Like I'm glad Dick Tracy has Al Pacino and Goodfellas has De Niro, and they're
I wasn't playing a mob boss. I was playing a supervillain.
Exactly.
Oh, Tommy. Oh, there's a big difference.
That's a good
Wow.
Big difference. Big fucking difference.
You gotta isolate these clips. They're all gold.
That's what I need. I need somebody to come in and like clip all this stuff for me and everything. So,
That's so gold.
I'm just not a big enough YouTuber to afford the editors for that yet. So even though I did get it, like I don't know if you got it, Tom, but I got a thing today from YouTube themselves. I'm part of a called YouTube Perks. So they're only sending them out to a few other people that's been partners. Partner Perks is what's called. So like they gave me a $15 off coupon to Chipotle for my first perk.
Oh, nice.
But over the next couple months, they said keep an eye out. We'll be sending you more perks, and we were only sending these out to a few select people that we're choosing. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
I'll take it.
YouTube, give Greg whatever he wants.
$15 Chipotle. I'm not even a huge fan, that big of a fan of Chipotle. So
No, I'm not either. But
You're
that's
gonna blow
cool.
your ass out.
yeah. I mean,
Will. Those
I'm-
chicken bowls.
I'm
They'll
not a
get you.
big fan of Chipotle.
No.
Not that the food is great. It's just I'm not I'm not just into that. I prefer Taco Bell better than
Yeah. $15 goes a long way at Taco Bell.
I mean, like you can get some cheap, nasty ass food from Taco Bell and it's delicious.
Yeah.
So-
It's a spot.
All right. Well, Clark, Matt,
Like
whatever.
Tracy.
Dick Tracy, great movie. Any final words on it before we move on to the next?
No, I think we've all seen it. If you have not, I recommend it. It's ironically not streaming on
movie.
Disney Plus, but it is certainly out there at sometimes.
I think
Blu-ray doesn't
Get
look
the
that
DVD. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, I will say one more thing on this. The casting, if you haven't seen it, they got,
Yeah.
you can tell it was Tom. You probably know this better than I would, but I'm assume it's a lot of favors to Warren Beatty that he got like Dustin Hoffman and
Al
James
Pacino.
Caan and Al Pacino and In the Room and Madonna were dating. But
I'm
I
sure they
can't-
sold it to a lot of these actors that this was going to be the next Batman.
There it
on top
is.
Of,
that would
you
make
probably
sense.
had a lot of these guys also who probably were fans of Dick Tracy
Yeah,
back in the day. So yeah.
that makes sense. But yeah, Dick
Yeah.
Tracy is a great movie. Definitely purchase the Blu-ray, I believe, if it's available.
And I think probably have Warren Beatty to thank why that's not on streaming anywhere. So
Yeah,
uh,
good for
it's-
him.
bodes well for the physical media. So
Yeah, don't play the game.
All
Warren.
they should do is just tell them, look,
Nice,
we'll put
there
your
it is.
we'll put your little interviews on
Oh, so
the
sharp.
4K. We'll do it because I think this was shot like a lot of the because
I love that
say
you
this
had it right there.
like outside of the few scenes that are like interior stuff, like all the exterior stuff is like matte shots and stuff.
yeah,
So that's what I
beautiful.
was saying. It was like put together more like Roger Rabbit than it was like any other film. But like
Oh, good call.
it's a very interesting film the way it was shot. I bet it would look amazing on 4K because I think a lot of it was shot in like 70 millimeter for the effects. So yeah.
Good call. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, it was his vanity project, and that's why
but
he's
it looks
pissy
great
about
and
it.
it's aged like wine. Like honestly, I mean, I know at the time it got a lot of flack and a lot of people made fun of it, but I mean, I had fun with it when it first came out, but I've found myself going back to it time and time again over the years.
Yeah, I saw it in the theaters and stuff. So, and,
Do you remember the blank figure? Yeah,
Yeah.
I never could find that because they only made like
Well,
certain
and
amount.
that's what's funny is like those, a lot of people ended up, getting those from the discount stores back in the day because they never sold when they were out there. And since they held off the blank figure until the end of the run, that's why they're so rare. So those
okay.
are worth like twice or three times as much as the other figures because they were such a limited run of them. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
used to be on eBay for. I mean, they might still be, but they were like $3,400 the last
I
time
would
I
say they
checked.
keep going up and up and up. Yeah, they're pretty popular.
Yeah.
So, and they were an oddball figure for the time, but yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, guys, if you've not seen it, check it out as always. Dick Tracy. So, Tom, we'll go to you. We're going to bounce you
Well,
around like a ping ball. Ping
Dick
pong.
Tracy's a detective, right? And he's a man of action. And he's a
Yes.
working man. He's a regular Joe in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
And somebody who also is
W-
Jason Statham.
Oh, great segue. Oh,
Nice.
it's so great.
I'm the
See,
king of
that's why he-
segues, man.
Speaking of
fucking
physical
gold.
media,
Sadly, it's only 4K only, but
Yeah,
you don't
I
get a
know.
Blu-ray, no special features whatsoever.
oh,
But it
that's-
actually does look pretty good for the most part.
Well done.
Yeah, it's finished in 4K, was shot in 4K. There's one shot though, or not a couple shots actually, I should say. Near the end where there's this big moon in the background, you can totally see like the plastic things holding it. This is the bane of digital filmmaking, kids.
right.
Because if that was film, you wouldn't see that shit.
No. It's so clear that you should end up seeing it now.
And not only that, it captures so much light. Like you almost have to dampen shit out, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but no, the movie itself is great. I saw it in theaters, but no, I'm glad to own it on 4K Blu-ray. It comes out through Warner Brothers via, or it's a MGM Amazon film, but it comes out via Warner Brothers. And yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's based
Yeah.
on Chuck Dixon's novel, Levin's Trade. And Statham plays Levin, who's a guy who's former military, who's just trying to get his shit together. And he lost his wife, and he's trying to get custody of his kid back from his father-in-law. When his employer's daughter goes missing, she may have been human trafficked, so Statham goes on a mission for him to find her. And that's all I really want to tell anybody, because it's kind of one of those kind of movies, like
Yeah.
Death Wish / Rambo, the Last Blood kind of movie. So if
I
you're into
wanna-
those kind of films, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I wanted this one. I want to say I was hoping to actually have it this week so I could talk about it too with you, but I didn't end up getting it
Well, we can
this
talk a
week.
little bit more in depth next week then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but no, it's one I've been wanting to see. I did enjoy The Beekeeper, and this is another collaboration between the two. And plus, Stallone wrote this. Is based off a Chuck Dixon book, so it sounds like a pretty solid movie to me. So we'll get to it when we get
Yeah.
to when we get
Nice
more
matte
into it.
slip cover.
Yeah, I do wish they had special features though in it because that kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, especially it'd be nice to have like some interviews with like Stallone and Statham, maybe even Chuck,
yeah, and Chuck,
stuff like
would be
that. Yeah, it'd
nice.
be
That'd be
great.
nice.
Commentary with Chuck I'm sure he would have more than been happy to do it.
Hmm.
You know, so yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend it.
Nice. All right. Well, I don't know if
What
you
do you
want to
call
go
it,
into
Greg?
more into it or not, or
No, like I said, we can talk more about it next week since you got one left and I got another one yet.
yeah, okay. Well, this next one, I don't. It's not a good segue from that to this, but this next movie, however, we did mention this a few weeks ago back on the show, and I had a hankering to watch it, and I watched Safety Not Guaranteed. Damn, I love this movie. I really do. I've watched it a few times now, and this movie this time around really hit me a lot harder than I anticipated. But for anybody that don't know, this movie is based off of a thing that was an ad that was placed in the newspaper. And this is what the ad really said. And they based the whole movie off of this. It says, "Wanted someone to go back in time with me. This is not a joke. You'll get paid after we get back. Must bring your own weapons. I have only done this once before. Safety not guaranteed." And it stars Aubrey Plaza, Mark Duplass, Jake Johnson, Karen, I can't pronounce his name, Karen Sonny, and it does have appearances by Jeff Garland and Kristen Bell. A great little movie here. It's this quirky little independent type movie. It's about these four people. You know, some of them are a little broken. It plays like, I'm not going to spoil this movie because you like this whole movie is built up of whether or not this guy Mark Duplass, who's the one that puts the ad in there that you find out is like, did he really invent time travel? Is this going to lead to time travel or something like that? So I'm not going to spoil any of that because why would I do that? Watch the movie. Trust me, you'll love this movie. But it's basically about these four people at different stages in their life, and like I said, it does play with time travel, but it's also about like the times of your life. Like you got the Indian guy's Karan, whatever his name is. He's like this young 21-year-old kid who's going to college, and all he does is spend time playing on his gaming computer, right? That's all he does. And then you got Aubrey Plaza, who's like in Mark Duplass's character, who come together this relationship that they build because she. So it was like the justice of the story is Aubrey Plaza, Jake Johnson, and the Indian guy, which I'm sorry to keep calling him the Indian guy, but it's Karen something. They're going to do a story on this art, you know, on the person that wrote this. So they travel to where he lives to investigate him, and Aubrey Plaza goes in like to be his partner, you know, because he's looking for the partner. So like these two people that have a connection because they're both really weird people. They're living in the now and they're dealing with things that happened in their past. And then you got the young kid who's like really not living. He's into his computer. And then you got Jake Johnson, who's like the older senior type guy who's supposed to be writing the story. And he's like basically going to where this guy lives because it's where he used to vacation with his parents as a kid, and his old girlfriend is there, so he wants to hook up with his old girlfriend. He's like living with still living in the past. He's afraid to move on to the future. You know, he's getting older and he doesn't want to admit that he's getting older and stuff like that. So it really plays very well with like these personalities of where you at your point in life and time like that. And then in the process, you're wondering if this guy did invent time travel. So it's a very great movie. It's quirky indie comedy, dramedy, romanticness, and I've really enjoyed the movie. It really got to me this time because like, you know, I'm at the stage of my life sort of like where Jake Johnson was. I'm in my 40s and I'm still single, and I'm like, you know, that really
You're a
that
lucky
really,
man.
yeah, you
I
say
envy you.
people often say that who have wives like you, Clark, but you don't know what it's like when you're in your 40s and you want a wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what that's like.
No.
Not that I haven't experienced, love and all that and everything. It's just
Yeah.
it's a weird feeling. Like you really often do look back on your life, like what could I have done? What what have I done? Am I living too much in the past? Have I not moved forward and stuff? So like
I
that
think the
movie
grass
really,
is always greener too. I'm
yeah,
sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
No,
Like,
no, sorry.
you're always where you're supposed to be is my thing. You're doing
Yeah.
everything right.
No, but the movie plays on so many great themes, and so like almost all the characters are relatable, which is really hard to do in most movies. And it's really funny too. It's really funny. Like, and I love that some of the jokes they do in this you could not get away with today. Like, I love that it's it's not what we would call people would call woke in today's society.
No. And it works. It holds up for that reason, I think.
It does. It does.
I just want to say before we forget this movie. I've seen this. It's been a minute, but it's a great movie. But it's one of those. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like from a different time, even though it was 12 years
That's
ago.
why it feels very much in the vein. I don't mean to cut you off, but it feels very much in the vein like because this is Colin Trevorrow directed this, who was supposed to direct Star Wars, but it feels like sort of an Amblin Steven Spielberg-esque movie.
Yes.
So,
And he directed Parks and Rec star Aubrey Plaza in this, and then this took him 3 years later to Jurassic World.
yes,
Where he did Chris Pratt, and it's like it's a cool career trajectory. And yeah, this you're so right about this. Feels like a Spielberg kind of.
It does sort of feel like
movie.
a 90s Spielberg-esque type Amblin movie. No, but like I said, the characters are very relatable. Like I was mentioning the jokes, like there's a scene where there are the three main characters, not Mark Duplass, but like the Aubrey Plaza, the journalist. They're in a car, and she's like, it's dark, and they park in this alley, and she's like, you two guys get out, and I'll go meet with him. And there's like two black guys sitting on the porch, and Jake Johnson's like, fuck that, and she goes, what are you guys, racist? And he goes, it's complicated. It's like you couldn't get away with that in today's society, and it was funny, and it's not a racist joke, it's just funny because like the way it's handled and stuff, and like some of the stuff that's in this, you really could. So it's a pretty solid movie. So because it's like it's got that indie vibe to it. It's got a great ending to it, and because by the end of the movie, you really want something to happen with all these characters. I think the one guy that really does get screwed over, but I think he needed to, is Jake Johnson's character, because he needed to learn a little something, So, but like, there's another great part with his, like, it really got to me in this too, is like he busts into the hotel room to the Karen guy, the young intern who's always on his computer. He's like, you're a 21-year-old man. What are you doing on your computer? I'm asking you to be a man and try. Come out and let's go crazy. Let's do something stupid. So that's like, I thought that really hit, because like so many of us today and nerds and stuff like are always constantly on their computer that we forget, it's okay to go out and party and live your life, it's okay to do
it's like scary at that point. It's like, what is that?
Yeah,
you want me to
man
do
up
what?
and be a man. You're 21 years old. Go out and live. Get off the computer. Go out and party with some chicks. And that's what they do,
I try, but they won't let me near that high school again.
I keep getting arrested. I don't understand why.
I'm not saying, I'm not going for high school chicks, but like.
Is that where I'm fucking up?
No, but Tom, I think you would really dig this movie.
My hero,
'cause I
Jerry
know you
Lee
haven't
Lewis.
seen
I
it.
was just taking after him.
Goodness
No, I have
gracious.
not seen this
A
one, but I've
booger
heard this
wooger.
a few times, and
Yeah.
I heard a lot about it, and I would love to see it. I haven't got a chance to see it. I don't own it, sadly, but
I think it's pretty cheap on Blu-ray. It's still, yeah, but no, it's a solid movie. I don't really want, like, for anybody that's, I don't want to spoil the ending, but it gives you what you want by the end of the movie. It gives you what you want to see by the end of the movie. It's the best I will give you.
is there karate in it?
Yes, there is. I'm not joking.
Then I'll definitely get what I want by the end of the movie.
because
so you're not wrong.
because Mark Duplass, who's the guy that wrote the article, he makes her train and when he says we're going to train, we're going to train. He makes her train in guns. He makes her train in karate. He makes her run. You know, he does that. He does that stuff. And it's a great scene. Like when she's shooting a gun and she's like, I think I'm getting better than you. He goes, ho, ho. No. So it's great. So you got to,
and those government agents, you got to watch out.
There's government because he says he's being followed by the government, and they you know, it's just a fun, great movie. You got to see it. So yeah, $11.69 on Amazon. There you go. It's $11.69. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid. It does come with a making of the movie, and it talks about the ad behind the movie, how the ad inspired them. Now, I believe the ad was actually a joke to begin with all around. The person that actually wrote the original ad that the movie is inspired off of, I think it turned out it was just a joke to begin with. But at the time when they found the ad, nobody knew where it came from and who it was. And so like they took the idea and they ran with it, made a great movie off of it, in my opinion. So there you go.
Good call. That's a great recommendation.
Yes.
It's the same way Tusk was made.
The Kevin Smith one.
Yep.
I hate that movie. I'm sorry. I hate that movie. It's so bad. It is a horrible movie. It is a horrible movie.
Why am I?
It's so stupid.
I just watched
You
that
almost
like 2
see
weeks
the problem
ago.
with that movie is and this is where I've come to figure out with the Tusk movie. And I hate sticking up for Kevin Smith on this.
I know,
But it's not
go
really
ahead.
sticking up for Kevin Smith. But if you don't know the story that leads into that making of that film, it's not as worth it.
Right.
Like it's part of the joke is knowing how it got made. Because it came from one of those ads like that, the one you're just talking about.
Yeah.
There's some joke ad some guy put in a newspaper where he wanted you to come dress up like a walrus for an hour a week. And so Kevin Smith started spinning this whole idea of this guy's like got to be nuts and crazy. He calls you in here and first time it's to dress up like a walrus, but then what if he turns around and decides he's going to turn you into a walrus or something like that? And that's how this thing started. It was on one of his podcasts.
Right.
So he kept spinning the story. He kept saying, I'm going to make this fucking movie. I'm going to make this fucking movie. So like him making the movie was almost kind of like the punchline to the joke. Does that make sense? Like, so it's almost like if you don't know all that shit leading up to it and you see the movie, you're just going like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I did not know any of that. So
yeah, so it kind of is a lot like the story with the movie you just talked about. I keep forgetting what it's called. But Safety Not Guaranteed. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Somebody wrote as a fake joke, like ad in a newspaper. Yeah,
I didn't know that because when I watched that movie, I was like, "This is stupid. I hate this movie. I really hated it. I really, really hated it." But all right, with that being said, that was
to me it'd be like the equivalent of me finally getting to make one of my midget movies.
Finally,
basically the same thing. Like, fine, I'm gonna do it. Like, and the next thing you know, Midget Ghostbusters comes out, and you're like, "Fuck, you finally did it."
We got the midget Christmas song.
Homeboy fucking did it.
I've been waiting for the midget movie. We got the midget Christmas song. So,
It's kind of like the Mr. Tusk is completely different side of the spectrum, but it's a lot like Private Parts with Howard Stern in the sense that if you didn't know his show, what that's about, the movie, you might miss a lot of it. You're like, well, that's just how he is, and that's why
I get
his face or whatever in a way. But yeah, I mean that's kind of an extreme example, but I did know it was based on one of Smith's podcasts, but I didn't really know like that. I didn't listen to it or anything. So
I didn't either. I didn't know that,
and I wasn't a big fan, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, but
but I did know about that newspaper ad, and I knew they made a movie about that, and it's a really solid. I mean, I like something about it. I don't know, man. It's just I've been thinking a lot about my life lately, and that movie really hit me hard watching it again. I really got into it. It was like I was like, damn, I really love this movie. I can relate to all of these characters. I'm the nerd. I'm the guy that's getting older. I'm the guy that's looking for this. I'm the guy that doesn't feel like he has enough time in his life anymore. So, all those characters really, like, I connected with all of them. It was great. It was a good movie. I mean that in a good way, it wasn't like I was sitting here bawling or something. I'm in it like I was in a very happy mood, enjoying this movie and
Whatever.
really
You were like
connecting with it.
retching like a little girl.
No. I was like smiling and having a good time, so it was great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was great. I love it. And I've seen it a few times now, like 4 times. I want to say I've seen this movie, and this is probably the best time I've had watching it. It was probably the best time I've ever had watching it. It was solid. But go to you, Tom. What do you got for your final pick?
Talk about something else for about 1 minute, and I'll be right back.
Oh, gotcha.
Tonight's
So
show is sponsored by FanZcene Videos. Check out the new merchandise at TeePublic today.
yes,
That's fancy. I'm sorry.
make sure you go to TeePublic. You get the B Movies and Boobies T-shirt, the Physical Media shirt. Those are my top 2 selling shirts. I got tons of other shirts on there.
You
all
do.
that
I
good
was
stuff.
there today. I was looking at your store. You have a lot of good shit on there. Or stuff on
Yeah.
there. I don't know what the policy is.
No, you cuss.
Okay, well, I shouldn't anyway. But it really is good
Yeah.
stuff with the VHS and I've always said, I'm just going to reiterate this. Greg's YouTube banner artwork is the nicest. I go to your page like once. I mean, I go to your page multiple times to watch videos because you're my subscription. But I will go to the homepage and look at and I'm like, that is very nice. It's very nice aesthetic artwork, Greg.
I made it. I made it all by
It's
myself.
awesome. Hello, fellow followers. It's got like the links.
Yes.
It's just so sharp.
It's smooth. I figured
smooth.
if I was going to make it, I was going to make it pop, vibrant. It does change once every year. Usually I do change it to orange and black for Halloween. I've been meaning to make like a Christmas one, but I just got lazy. So sometimes I'll change it in October to orange and black.
I saw the
instead of red.
October change. It was nice.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the original came back too.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it's
original always
seasonal.
comes back. The October ones is just for fun. It's not as good as the red one, but I've thought about making a green one for Christmas. So,
Oh, nice.
but
I
the
hear you
Tom's back.
doing, the hard work or the dirty work of,
Oh, nice.
I
know where
showing
you're
your fuck it.
Segue.
I love the segues.
I've had
Yes!
this lovely bastard for so long.
Yes, it's
This
great
is a
movie.
fucking movie, kids. And then Olive brought this out a couple years back,
Yeah.
and it was expensive as hell to get your hands on if you didn't get it when it was
Mhm.
Yeah.
available.
It's their job cut.
But vinegar syndrome, baby.
Yes.
Oh, vinegar syndrome, baby.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh, vinegar
Look at
syndrome,
that.
baby.
Rubbing the nip.
Oh my gosh. That is art. That is a labor of love.
Now we have this lovely. It's a sick. It's dirty. It's their job. That's right.
Oh,
This
it's
lovely
so great.
package from Vinegar Syndrome
I love it.
with this lovely, lovely art. Got the dogs down there getting fucked.
Oh, good.
And of course, you have this is just the alternate art on the inside.
Yeah,
so in
yeah.
case you're wondering. So yeah, so this is a 3-disc set.
Nice.
So it's 1 4K Blu-ray and 2 standard Blu-rays, and it has the dirtier cut of Dirty Work or Dirtier Work, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know some are going to be like scratching their head going, but it only is like a minute longer. Technically, it's closer to 2 minutes, but it's also missing a scene that's in the theatrical cut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly made up of alternate cuts. That's what people need
Okay.
to understand. So, like, a great example of this is either they're overdubbed stuff in the original theatrical version or they used alternate cuts. So, one of a great scene to explain this example is, when they're sitting in prison
Mm-hmm.
and Norm says to Artie, you know what prisons are famous for, right? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
And he leans in, he's
Yeah.
I have literally never heard any of that. Like, that's in the theatrical cut, right?
Yeah.
In the other version, he's like, you know what prisons are famous for, right? He's like, no, anal rape.
Yeah.
I have never heard that. Literally, that's what they're known for. The same scene plays out the same way. And then when he comes back, they actually overdub the same term. I'm not going to say it again to get your channel. in trouble.
Yeah.
But he's like, ridiculous.
He's pulling up his pants.
It's the lack of respect that hurts the most. Wow.
Yes.
That and
Yeah.
but ridiculous. So that's kind of an idea of what's different for this. Like, it's a much more raunchier take. And normally that ruins a movie. But in this case, you can
Right.
tell that's the way this movie was meant to be.
Right.
Like,
You can tell it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it is a bit jarring from time to time because for those who don't understand how this was put together, Bob Saget, who passed away not too long ago, has always talked about the dirtier cut, and he'd always wanted to get it out there because there's a famous test screening where this cut was shown at, or one of the longer cuts was shown at. And that's how they knew that people were going to kind of dig this, but the movie bombed because MGM didn't know how to promote it. I don't think they really got behind it very well. And it was just one of those situations, but there is the alternate 2-hour cut is on here, but it's from a VHS scan. So keep that in mind. It isn't actually that bad of quality though, actually. So there's there's 3 versions of the movie on here. You have the theatrical cut, the R-rated, unrated cut, whatever you want to call it, and the test screening cut, which is a 2-hour cut, just chock full of and you can tell why most of the stuff was edited out after all. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of situations. It's jokes that just keep overplaying, and certain other things they're trying, it just didn't work, whatever. They got the movie down to the slick 80 minutes that it is, and it's great. I mean, the movie works perfectly, brilliantly for those who actually have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Dirty Work is about this guy who gets this idea to turn basically playing pranks on people into a job, right? So if somebody upsets you, like your boss pisses you off, what have you, you'll pay them to prank them for you. And it goes a little farther than pranks, let's put it that way. But the movie's brilliant. and it came right on the heels of, like, you know, Billy Madison and Tommy Boy. So it was Norm Macdonald's Tommy Boy, or his Billy Madison, if that makes sense. In fact, a lot of the same guys who wrote, I think, Billy Madison, or at least one of them, wrote this. So if that helps. So, like, you know, the guy that says, what you just said had absolutely no point. That guy, he's like the writer of Billy Madison. He's also the writer of this. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So, and he's actually in this too, of course, but yeah. Playing a very similar role to the one in Billy Madison, kind of, sort of, in a weird way. It's like that very subdued kind of like office guy, but he just says weird shit. Yeah. Anyway, Jack Warden is fucking great in this.
It's good. This movie,
now that they got my heart working, I hope they can get something else working. It rhymes with cock.
He's a national treasure in that, and the fact they got him to say that stuff, you're like, yes, it just works. So underrated.
Come here, I love big broads.
Oh my god!
This is the most daring performance of Don Giovanni I've ever seen.
How old was he when he did that? When they got?
Oh God, got to be in his 80s at least.
Had to be.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this is one of Chris Farley. Actually, it's technically Chris Farley's last, I believe. Even though I can't remember if he filmed it in between.
Ninja.
I think he did it in between Ninja and the Almost Heroes, I believe, if I'm
You're
not
right.
mistaken. But
Yeah.
it came out after Almost Heroes. But like, he's great at. He has the best joke in the whole movie. That's the Saigon whore that bit off my nose.
And he gets
in the land of men, the man with no, or the land of skunks, the man with no nose is king.
It's great.
This had to be exactly what you said. The studio, because it's such a class. It's so the rewatchability in this is like, I mean, it's just so great.
No,
it had to be a studio not behind it or something, you know?
Yeah.
Don't ever let MGM.
How could you not? Come on.
Oh God,
So
I love
good.
this fucking movie. It's
So
great.
this is I'm sorry, I missed who released this? The
Vinegar Syndrome.
Vinegar
Of all
this is
people.
three cuts basically, the VHS scan, the new
Yes.
one, and
Yes.
so good.
So you get the 4K of the theatrical cut, the 4K of the unrated, dirtier cut, and then the VHS scan of the test screening cut, which is almost 2 hours long. So like, yeah, it's like just basically a half hour or 40 minutes of just deleted shit.
So good.
You got to give it to Vinegar Syndrome, man. They keep
And a
getting
bunch of
better.
interviews and stuff. Yeah, so there's tons and tons of interviews, and some of it's some really touching stuff. Because of course we just lost Norm and Bob not that long ago.
Yeah.
And of course they're all, you know, talking, and it was right after they made the film that they lost Chris. Oh, we lost. Speaking of losing people, we lost Greg, and he'll be back.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened again. It kicked me.
Speaking of losing,
So I mean,
I
they
have
do
this-
reminisce and talk a lot about, you know, those guys and the memories with them and the writing and the whole process of it all, and the famous test screening where they were freaking out because this was basically like the R-rated cut, and they were showing it to a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Oh God.
Because like the one writer's like, you do, it looks like a fucking high school recital in there or something like that. He said like, this is not gonna go well. And yeah, parents started dragging their kids out of the movie after the first 20 minutes and shit. They're like, it was just like the scene in the movie when it says Men in Black and they have sex with each other. Where the people are just running out. He's like, that's what it was like. People are dragging their kids out of the theater. And we're like, oh fuck. Because again, once it settled down and the people who got it, they just loved it. And they do play like some clips of like the test screening to where you can hear the audience reaction to some of the jokes and shit. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like you either have never seen this or you love it. There's no middle of the road with Dirty.
Yes, this is a good test movie for friends, right? Like there's a few of those movies where you can test a friend to be like, is this guy cool or is he not cool?
Right.
And if you watch Dirty Work with them and they get it and they're laughing their ass off, you're like, okay, this guy's cool. And if you get so far into it, they're like, this is just fucking weird, disgusting. And they're like, okay, this guy's got to go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
I remember that.
Hey, I got a shirt like that. Hey, that's my hockey jersey. What about my stuff? Yes, I paid for everything. That's not true. I bought the popcorn machine. Crash.
This is what I'm talking about. I mean, if anybody's got any generosity out there, you know, buy some shirts, send them super chats so I can buy Dirty Work and all that.
Big time, yeah. Especially because I think the initial release is actually sold out. I hate to tell you that.
I know. I was going to buy it.
But it will probably get I think then this is another one that'll probably get a re-release without the big fancy box and stuff, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll be fine to get that.
Vinegar Syndrome's made a big deal out of it. They even had, didn't they put a video out for it and everything too? So like,
yeah, I think they did on
so
their
like,
channel.
I'm pretty sure I shared it. So like, it was a big deal for them. And to find this footage was also a big deal because that was the thing. Is they didn't know if they could do this if they didn't have the footage and the audio for it. So that's kind of what the whole thing about, you know, can we do this? And this is what I was saying by some things are a little wonky. Not so much picture. There's a couple jumps here and there in the unrated cut, but I only noticed it, I think, once or twice. But the other thing you notice is in the audio jump, because you'll go from the production audio to all of a sudden it's clearly from a VHS tape. Good quality VHS tape.
Yeah.
But you can still tell. So there's like that quick jump in the audio here and there once in a while, but it's almost unnoticeable after the first couple times it happens. And the only scene that's missing, so like if you're curious, like what was different. Okay, so in the theatrical cut, I don't know if this was in a reshoot or something like that, or if it was in the other version. I haven't watched the full 2-hour cut to see if it's in there. But for some reason they cut it a little differently when Norm Macdonald's girlfriend or whatever in the movie gets pissed at her and leaves. Instead of having the midget guy come in and say that he's cool and wants a job to help him, he gets the phone call on the answer machine from the guy that they help afterwards with the college students.
Oh.
So it's, or not the college students, but the mob guys. Sorry, not the college students. So they cut completely over the bearded lady bit with Rebecca Romaine Stamos, but that may have been part of a reshoot later on. I don't know. So, because like the way the scene's shot, it's almost like they shot it in a way that it was edited in later. Because it's kind of weird.
Oh, like you can tell that it's not set up.
Yeah, because here's the funny part is, and I didn't even notice it until this time, is because when the guy comes in, you know, he's short or whatever, because Artie and Norm keep talking to each other, and he goes, "Hey guys, I'm down here." He keeps saying that because I'm like, shit, is that how they cut around that? And I never noticed that before. I'm like, maybe this was part of a reshoot or something they did later because like, yeah, it's like they needed one extra bit or something like that. Maybe is what I'm thinking is like, they're going through it and they're like, well, we need one other extra bit before we get to the other stuff that actually show these guys doing some good or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because the next thing they do is that mob hit bit where all the guys kill each other. So it goes right to that instead of the Rebecca Romaine where she gets shaved as the bearded lady bit. So like, yeah, so that's gone from the unrated cut, but I think there's a reason for that. And it's probably explained in the commentary. That's the problem. There's so many special features. I didn't have the time to go through them all. Like between the 2-hour cut, the commentaries, the tons of interviews. There's a feature length fucking making of documentary where it's the interviews with the people they got. But I mean,
Gotta get this.
Oh, really? Oh, that is
Yeah.
so cool.
Gotta get
I mean,
this.
It's
sadly,
sold
they-
out now, but it'll
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
sold
but
out, but I
sadly, you
did,
don't
yeah.
have like, Bob or anybody like that to hear from, but we get to hear all
Yeah.
these other people. And what's really cool is
that is cool.
the guy from Billy Madison that I was talking about earlier.
Mhm.
He has this whole little segment where it's these conversations, and it's called "Hey, it's me, Norm," or whatever. He's like, "Hey, it's me, Norm. You gonna call me?" On text. He'll keep sending text, and then Mike, I think is the guy's name. He's like, "Yeah, I just called you and you didn't answer. Well, you gonna call me?"
Are you gonna call me?
So this goes on and on and on for years. And I mean, the poignancy is when you get to the end is when you know it's the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's the sad part because it's just this ongoing thing between the two of them for years. And I think the sad thing about it is they never actually did get to talk on the phone, even though they initially were going to plan on it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So like, it's just a cute little segment where it's just like,
See,
and
that's what I'm talking about when you were relating to something and watching something like that,
of course you got Chris's brother talking a lot about how
Mhm.
this was one of Chris's favorite roles. He loved doing this. He thought he had one
Yeah.
of the best bits in the movie.
He really
So-
did. He does
Blah,
still.
blah, blah, blah.
For him being like, I don't even think he was credited in this. He kind of stole the show and with just his
Yeah, he did. He still.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the rooster's got to remind the hen who the boss is.
sometimes. Well, sometimes the rooster's got. Oh,
You bit my brand new nose off, you
Yeah.
whore.
Right when he gets back with her in the car.
We're
Oh.
getting hitched.
Isn't that the one that bit your nose
it's
off?
so good.
Funniest gall dang thing in the world.
He does. He has some of the best moments in the movie.
My life could
Yeah.
be worse. My nose could be bitten off by a Saigon whore. You son of a bitch.
You can tell that was Farley. He really that's the stuff he really liked to do because as we know, he didn't like the last couple roles that he did because he felt like they were just like it was making fun of him and stuff. So he really didn't like them.
Norm was
Yeah.
I'm sad that Dirty Work didn't hit the way it should have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that should have been his Billy Madison. That should have been his Tommy Boy.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Never thought about it that
It was
way.
made
but
in
yeah.
that vein. It was made from a lot of the same folks and all that business. So, like, I mean, they clearly went into it with that in mind. But like I said, MGM was falling apart at that point. I don't think they just had the money or the ability to really advertise it. And it did get rediscovered on video later on, and DVD, I should
Mhm.
say. And he did do a couple other films. He did that one, what the hell's it called? Screwed. And that movie,
Oh yeah,
look,
screwed.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but I can understand why everybody did.
Yeah, it's. I mean, but
It's
I
a
don't
bad
hate
movie,
it
and you
either.
can tell it's chock full of production issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing.
I mean, and he did do a couple TV shows which were similar to what's his name, Bob Hope's type shows, if I remember correctly. Because like where one was like he managed a hotel or something, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
one
he
of
had a
the
couple of
one
TV shows. I mean, he had his TV show that he did for a couple of years and stuff like that. So I mean, he did
Yeah.
okay.
And the
Good
thing
one.
with Screwed was, I think all the pieces were there. They just didn't have, like you said, production issues. Like
It had
bad
major production
script,
issues
and
in my memory.
it was just like thrown together. Where that can work if you even have like a loose script, but it just wasn't there. That's so true though about that should have been his Billy Madison, the
Yeah.
Dirty Work. I never like thought about it that way, but yeah, you always wanted it to be so much bigger, like more recognized than it was.
Well, it's such a great
And it is.
concept too,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, the pranks, like, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a
Sold.
guy who's never really good at anything, and then he finally finds his calling in life. But the sad part about it is it's a really good calling. Like, it's like
Yeah. I mean, but it's a
But you
solid.
can see
funny
if they really
movie.
had that, like they'd probably make a bunch of money. Of course, the weird thing is now is if they remake it now, even though you can never make this movie now, but if they did now, of course they'd be just doing it for like YouTube clicks or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, But I'm glad we have it now, and we can get it on. Well, we'll have to wait till Vinegar Syndrome releases a standard version now.
I hope for you guys' sake they do, and I think they will, because I mean,
Yeah,
I hope so.
they got behind this big time, and I'm sure it's theirs. And
yeah.
this has been a very in-demand title for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
glad
like
to.
one of my buddies, this is one of the ones I knew that once I heard about it, I told him because he's like, oh God, yes. You know,
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I would have loved to got the nice little box with the hairy man and all that, but if I can just get the 3-disc and the case, I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that.
Chevy Chase is good in this too.
Yeah, Chevy Chase, Don Rickles.
Yeah.
It's
all
not
of them
really
have
that
little-
small of a role either. I mean, he's in quite a bit,
Yeah.
considering.
It's
When you
Yeah,
say,
considering he
don't
wasn't
go
like
pay my
top
bookie.
build, and
no.
it's not him. It's like they gave up there. No. They
You have to go back. You have to go pay your bookie so you can get Pops his surgery.
I just love that they have the 3 cuts in there. Like they really took their time.
It's physical media.
Doctor
That's
finally kicked his gambling habit, but then the mob killed him anyway. So he's dead.
Yeah, so he's dead.
He's
Like the-
so
Norm.
deadpan.
I like Norm's deadpan.
Oh,
It's just incredible. It makes you laugh even just hearing
just-
it.
Yeah.
And so memorable. Like, I mean, this is one of those movies I find myself quoting in like everyday life.
Yes.
Like, you'll say things and you're like, yeah, dirty work. Yes. It's just ingrained.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And then when they find out, like, hopefully I'm not spoiling the movie too much for anybody who hasn't seen it. Like, if you haven't,
I don't think you've really gave up like a full plot.
away
period.
but I was about to say something, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of my favorite parts. It's like when he finds out, their real true relationship.
No, yeah. Yeah.
You cheated on Mom? No, I never cheated on your mother. But that's a picture of you and his mom. Who the hell do you think took the picture? Just the twisted nature of Pops. It's just so good.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, it really is a dirty
Is
work.
your dad a celebrity? Well, he's an old, washed-up boxer. Was he ever famous? Not really.
Not really.
That's not going to help.
It's good. Oh, it's good. Nobody talks about Erling. He's good in the movie.
Oh, he's
all
good
right.
in it.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but he could have been. Honestly, I almost wish Chris and him would have flipped roles, but I know Chris didn't have the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he fills the role decent, and I mean, I never disliked Artie Lang, but I've never thought he was that great. And
No.
Yeah.
He was like a glorified sidekick, and
yeah,
I get what he was trying to do, but
he's kind of like the guy you get when you can't afford Farley, basically.
Yeah.
At that time.
and that's when Farley was. I mean, that was the end. That was the peak. He was.
I
what
think
you
that's
said.
why he's not credited on this, because I think he did it for either free or slumming it, or was against his contract at the time. So he kind of had to.
Yeah,
do it.
Tom,
finagle
that's
his way
kind of
into
what
it.
that it kind of feels like that too. Like he was doing Beverly Hills Ninja and all these movies that like he didn't want to do. It was just like the machine was just like driving him at that point. And this felt like, yeah, these are the guys I came up with. I'm doing this, and he was in his
He's got an
element. That's
Adam
why he was so
Sandler
good.
cameo in this bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
Satan,
Yep. I forgot he does play Satan in this. Yeah.
who I think they offered to maybe it wasn't. I thought they offered that to Howard Stern.
I think so.
Sandler said that on something.
And then you got Gary Coleman and fucking like, there's just so many fucking cameos that like
they just throw him in there.
Norm
It's
must
so
have just
good.
called in every favor he had. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
mean,
doing
like
a new
Farley,
movie.
he that was what his brother was like. He was like there, right? Because I mean, he kind of even broached. He didn't get into it, but he's like he even broached the idea that he wasn't like enjoying what he was doing otherwise, but he was like totally on board with this and loved what they were doing and loved his bit, the Saigon horror bit being, one of the funnier bits in the whole movie. And I think it did get one of the more big, and that's probably why they left all that shit in the movie. I'm willing to bet there's hardly any of that on the cutting room floor because that probably is the stuff that tested the best at the time. I bet.
Probably because it's Farley, man. He's great.
Well, and you can kind of tell because whatever they usually put in the trailers is usually the kind of stuff that, you know, tested well. And they made sure that you knew he was in the movie in the trailer, even though he's not credited. So
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those kind of remind me when we talked about Tommy Boy not too long ago with Rob Lowe.
Yeah, because he was uncredited and Tommy Boy.
He was uncredited because of all that bullshit with whatever it was.
The Stand.
The Stand, but like,
Yep.
yeah, I mean,
Nick,
they made
Nick
sure you knew he
Andrews.
was in the movie because almost every trailer had that. It doesn't smell like mud chuckles. Like I swear that was in every fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Same with this is a bad example, but Home Alone, John Candy was uncredited, but he was in the trailer. At least one of the teasers where they're like, yeah, it's John Hughes and John
Well, that's
Candy's
a funny story.
back.
Have you ever heard that story? I suggest checking out Hats Off Entertainment. The guy's great, does great work. He's actually done commentaries for Kino. And he's the reason why we got all the deleted scenes from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
But he talks about that. He talks about, I think it's pretty sure that was where it came from. If not, I'm misquoting it and getting it from somewhere else, but I thought this is where I learned it from.
Oh,
But basically,
Hats Off
Candy did
Entertainment.
do this. He did do it as a favor for John Hughes, and he thought it was only going to be a day. And he ended up shooting for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh,
That's what
really?
ended up happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how much Candy was paid for Vacation?
Not offhand, but he was part of the reshoots. I know that.
It was like something crazy, like $3 million or something like that.
I'm not surprised because they reshot the whole ending of that movie. Famously.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing, and it's like wild. But the Hats Off stuff, I'm going to look into because I'm a huge John Candy fan. Like,
sorry,
Planes,
folks,
Trains
park's
is-
closed. The moose out
Park's
front told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta.
That's not a real gun. That's not a real gun.
so good.
It's a real gun.
Wally
It's that's a BB gun. It could break the skin.
It could break the skin.
Classics.
He
All
gets up
time
and shoots
classics.
him
I
in
gotta
the
watch
ass.
these.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch.
I love National Lampoon's Vacation. Too.
Oh, it's so good.
But yeah, Dirty Work is great with Chris Farley and then those little guys. I mean, and Norm, we miss him every fucking day. I'm surprised. I mean, and of course, this is why Bob didn't get to make more movies because, you know, this just didn't do successful. But I mean, really, this is a lot of Bob's humor too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, Bob Saget outside of Full House, whoa, you got a rude awakening.
Yeah.
He is
He
not
doubled
Danny
down on
Tanner,
it.
folks.
Yeah, and he even doubled down on it even more after that because he got so sick and tired of people expecting that. Not just the Danny Tanner thing, but the shtick he used to do on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
That was probably worse than the Danny Tanner
Oh
thing.
yeah, he was smirking all the way. You could see if you remember America's Funniest Home Videos, after the jokes, you could kind of see him like cringe a little bit. It was like
It was cringe as fuck. You could tell he was doing it. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I grew like a new respect for him because I used to hate that shit. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is fucking annoying. And then I saw him do his stand-up, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is a shtick. He's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like it any more than we do.
It's just he just wants the money. You know, he was on Conan a few times when Conan was still in the air, and they did a thing in San Francisco where they like parody Full House, and you could see he was even making jokes about the show. Like, yeah, we still live here. Oh, Michelle and whatever the actor's name, the Olsen twins. Yeah, they're still there. He was making like sexual jokes on Conan, and you could tell Conan was trying to like rein it in a little bit, but you could just see he was like,
oh no, he did it on purpose just to kind of break.
Yeah,
that.
he was like, I am not Danny Tanner, folks. It's just funny that
I'm surprised he didn't do like a stand-up thing called that, just to kind of.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Maybe it was like a royalties thing where he couldn't, or
I don't
something.
know about that, but he just kind of fell into the whole thing. I think just with, you know, he didn't want to besmirch it because I mean it did bring him a lot of fame and you know, I mean, didn't he come back for the reunion before he passed away? I think so, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he came back on that show. Yeah.
Fuller House.
The Fuller House. I think he was on
it's
there
like I said,
times.
it's not that he ever really hated Danny Tanner. I think it had more to do with the fact that he just didn't like doing the shtick on fucking America's Funniest Home Videos because he eventually left that show.
Yeah.
Right. And you could tell that is not his humor because that's like I said, it was always annoying and kind of came off almost like a comedian making fun of comedians.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because he had to do the voices. when he
Yeah,
was like,
it's like a shtick.
and
It's
he
almost like
was
he's
a-
making fun of Dave Coulier in a weird way.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I would assume it was a paycheck, Brian Bart. It was good
Oh
money.
God, he
so,
made so
you know,
much money
He made a
at
lot
that
of money in
time,
that.
dude. Like there
Yeah.
was
I mean-
probably a time where he was probably only second highest paid because of those two shows to only Bill Cosby, probably.
Yeah.
oh yeah, he was smirking all the way to the bank. I mean, those two rated shows like each week back like 1989 to 92 were he was making bank.
Huge.
Yeah.
Especially,
Yeah.
I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos, I think, still is running to this day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
still
didn't
on-
they
Technically.
have wasn't Dave Coulier on that too after Bob?
Well, they did a
Or no.
spin-off called America's Funniest People
That's
that
Mhm.
it.
ran for a couple of years that
Yes.
he was. So it was like a sister show to it or whatever you want to call it, where it ran back to back with it. So yeah. But
yeah, and this
no,
is pre-YouTube.
America's
but
Funniest
this was
Home
it.
Videos was one of those shows that was so popular that like Cops that they just had to keep it going because
Yeah.
people kept sending the videos. I think they've tried canceling it a couple times, but
People kept sending him in.
yeah,
You're right though. Before YouTube, this is it. Like I
Yeah.
watched it. You know, it
Yeah.
was it.
it was
That's
the
what you
first. It
had.
was like viral video, basically the show. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane.
and now Tosh 2.0. That's all they do is basically the same fucking
The same thing.
Yeah.
There's like
so-
tons of them shows like that now.
And once in a while on America's Funny Home Videos, you would see like, nah, that's staged. Like not the
Yeah.
show, but somebody at home. Like, yeah, that's.
Oh, you
not-
could tell.
You could
Some of-
tell.
Some of those nut shot videos are clearly they're setting it up so the dad can get hit by the kid on purpose.
Well,
That's
the
what I'm
problem
doing
you
it.
had was by the second or third season, people were doing it like you said on purpose to the point where it's just as bad as it is now on physical media. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, I just pulled a
on
Greg
YouTube.
on social media, not physical
Social
media.
media.
On social media, where yeah, you see these videos all the time. You're like, oh shit, and then you're like, oh, that's staged.
Right.
Yeah.
That's staged.
Like the kid, the guy with the Michael Myers mask, and is like, my wife just found this. I'm like, really? That he's just, it's yeah, it's just staged. You're like, come on, guys.
Yeah. You
We
can
grew up
tell.
with dirty work. We know quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, and more so we can sniff it out because of home
Yeah.
videos, right? You're right.
Yep. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can tell. You can tell when it's something's fake and when it's not.
Yep.
So true.
All right, well, guys, we I think we've come to the end of the show. We've almost done 3 hours tonight.
Wow.
I think we put the audience to sleep. except
Yeah, I
for
know.
Brian.
I think they've all left us, but
Well,
not.
Victor might still
I
be
put
awake.
the audience to sleep.
We've
I'm
had
sorry.
about. I
That was
do
a
want to
great
give.
conversation, Clark.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It was.
Thanks for
But I-
having me, gentlemen.
Too
So
bad
I
you weren't younger. We'd probably have you around more often.
am an old guy.
I'm just picking on you.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, I appreciate it. I really an honor for me to be here. It's like watching the show. Dreams can come true, kids. Because
There you go.
I'm a big
No,
fan.
we'll
and-
definitely want to have you back. But I don't know if you've heard, like, if you've watched.
Anytime.
We're trying to find somebody more younger
Mm.
and impressionable so we can fuck them up.
Yeah, like Rookie and Runner.
We already raised one.
We
then
raised
the
a
other
good
one
one.
We had the second kid syndrome. It turned out to be a dud.
the second kids.
Yeah.
It was a dud.
You gotta
Sorry,
switch it
Rookie.
up.
We love you.
He's
we
the
love
middle
you just the
child,
way you
so-
are, but you got middle child syndrome. It's just never going to change.
It's just never. Yeah,
You're not our favorite child. Sorry.
But, I mean, we put the other one in college to make films. So
We made sure he got to college. We're proud of him. He's graduated now.
the
He's
other
gonna
one,
make some movies. So yeah.
he
Gonna make
works the
some-
subway and he's never around.
Lives in my fucking basement. Get the fuck out.
It's like Tarantino with the video store, but he's doing Subway. It's a start.
Subway.
Yeah.
he didn't
It's
even
like,
know.
dude, you've been working in
Yeah.
Subway so long. How are you not a manager?
Yeah, at that point, you should own it.
No, we're
Yeah.
just picking on the poor kid.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
That's
I
why he's
enjoy
the
all you
middle
guys.
child.
No, we're just picking on him. We're just
Yes. I'm sure we'll have you back, and we may put the audience to sleep, but we did almost have we did at one point had 100 people watching, which is the most it should, but that's between Twitter and YouTube, so from both.
Wow.
So we did have 100 people watching. That's haven't had that many
100
watching in a
people
while.
saw my penis.
Oh,
And we're canceled.
Philip Noyce.
But I do appreciate Tom. Thank you, Clark, for joining us. I'm glad
Thank
could
you.
join us. Next week will be our 200th episode. You believe it? 200 episodes of the Physical Media Show, and my channel hasn't grown at all. No, just kidding. It has. I'll try to get us another guest for that night. We'll see. I'm trying to get somebody, but I appreciate you, Clark. Appreciate you, Tom.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Tom
Well,
and
like I
Greg,
said,
thank
we'll
you.
definitely have you come back on the show.
Anytime.
Yeah, so appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys like, share. Speaking of which, before we go, give me a link to your channel or whatever in the private chat, and I'll drop it in the chat here so people can check you out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you know where the private chat is. Just give me your links. I'll put them in the chat there real quick before we go, and so anybody can check you out, sub to you, and all that good stuff.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Let me get
It'll
that.
only let you down, folks. I got an expensive night. I got Golden Child, Legend of Billie Jean, Dirty Work. I have to get the Dirty Work. I know is going to be on hold. It's not available now, but I'm really looking forward to
I think it's still up for pre-order on Amazon, people are saying, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll find it. Golden Child too. It's been a hot minute since I've seen that. So, and I've not seen Legend of Billie Jean. So thanks for the
You're gonna love Legend.
recommendations.
You're gonna love all those movies. They're great movies. But there you guys have it. I did make sure you guys subscribe to Clark the Shark and listen to his podcastle and all that good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see. Maybe R&B. I'm gonna try to get somebody. We'll see who we can get. But as always, make sure you like, share, subscribe to me, Tom, Clark, and always support Physical Media because it truly is a superior format. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.